of baseball.
At Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, the New York Mets play the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tuesday Night Baseball is presented by Verizon. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by the Better Network. Verizon, better matters. By Citi, proud partner of the New York Mets. By Empire City Casino, Manhattan's closest casino. Game on. By the Lincoln Summer Invitation Sales Event, get exceptional limited time offers on a Lincoln of your choice. And by Geico, over 75 years of savings and service. The Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. 111 in the shade today. Oh, makes you feel pain just thinking about it. Make sure you hydrate. It's hot out there. Met fans, welcome to town. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Phoenix. Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez with you tonight as the Mets play the middle game of their series against the Diamondbacks, a team the Mets have not beaten now in 4 tries, and it might be a little tougher tonight because Neil Walker, who's been the hottest hitter by far in the Mets lineup, is out. Neil's got a stiff lower back. Terry Collins is hoping that by sitting him out today, he might be able to play tomorrow. Of course, he's also got paternity leave coming up. Neil and his wife Nikki are expecting their first child. So that puts pressure on some of the other Mets to do some damage, particularly their new acquisition, Jay Bruce, who's had a rough first couple of weeks.
Well, you know something? Jay Bruce came over to the Mets, and then with that Cincinnati ball club he played for, he had a lot of good hitters around him. The Mets are so decimated with injury that it's been kind of put on the back of Jay Bruce, and maybe that's been a tough adjustment for him. He certainly has struggled in a Met uniform. He's been pulling off a little bit, which everybody does when they slump. And when he came over here on the trade, he was in the middle of a slump, so he has yet to break out. But with Walker out now, it's like, what else can happen to this ball club? Just when you're that close to getting Cespedes and Cabrera back, Walker gets a bad back. It's just like, what's going on here?
Meanwhile, Noah Syndergaard takes them out for the Mets, and after a wonderful first half, things not going quite so well for Noah right now.
Well, his last win was back on July 3rd, folks. That's 6 weeks ago. He's lost 4 in a row, 5 out of his last 6. They've been stealing bases on him. This is a rematch of a pitching matchup where he lost in that 9-0 ball game, and they stole 4 bases, the Arizona Diamondbacks, that is, 2 of third base. So we'll see how it shakes tonight. One thing's for certain, the Mets need a win.
It was after that game that Syndergaard lost last week against the Diamondbacks that Terry Collins went on his post-game rant about his team's effort after the Mets failed to score in 7 innings against rookie right-hander Braden Shipley.
Well, this is his 5th start, and he matched up against Syndergaard. As we said, he went 7 strong innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, zip runs. So he's looking to back that up. Mets are looking to knock the tar out of him and get a W.
Mets 0-4 against the Diamondbacks this year. Try and get themselves a W tonight. Roof closed, good thing, in the desert. Mets and D-backs, all the action coming your way tonight on SNY.
Baseball on SNY is brought to you by Optimum, presenting Mets games in crystal clear HD. By Toyota, the annual clearance event is going on now at Toyota. Let's go places. And by Astoria Bank, the difference is wanting to make a difference. Visit AstoriaBank.com. Get to Citi Field for Family Sunday, August 28th. Watch the Mets play the Phillies at 1:10 p.m. The first 15,000 fans in attendance will receive a Steven Matz lunch bag, courtesy of Mr. Softy. After the game, all kids 12 and under can run the bases in the Mr. Met Dash, courtesy of Northwell Health. For tickets, visit Mets.com/Family Sundays. Time for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Paul Goldschmidt's been doing this his entire career, getting on base, driving in runs, second in the National League in on-base percentage behind Joey Votto. Goldschmidt has raked the Mets for a .600 batting average through the first 4 games between these two teams the last 2 weeks. Noah Syndergaard will try and hold down Goldschmidt and the rest of the Diamondbacks tonight. Mets and D-backs first pitch coming right up. Lineup tonight brought to you by Geico. No Neil Walker with the lower back issues, so Jay Bruce moves up into the 3-hole. TJ Rivera was not slated to start, but he'll play third base. Kelly Johnson will slide over to second with Walker out of the lineup.
Braden Shipley beat the Mets last time out, up against Syndergaard again. Another matchup here. 5th start, the rookie.
Jose Reyes leads off, had a good night at the plate last night. Bluffs a bunt, takes a strike, and we're underway. Reyes had a couple of RBI hits in the Mets' 10-6 loss last night. Second time in a week that the Mets have scored 6 runs and lost. They had not done that all season until Friday night against San Diego. And Shipley throws the curveball, which he used to good effect against the Mets last Thursday. And he gets ahead on Reyes 0-2. Reyes is 4th game back from the disabled list, coming back from an oblique injury. And he takes the curveball in the dirt, 1-2.
Now the curveball is one of Shipley's big pitches. Not a hard thrower. Change-up, 3rd pitch. I believe he stole a base last time out against Syndergaard. Did he not here in that game?
Yeah, the Mets did not hold Shipley on, and
right.
He stole a base.
Correct.
One and two to Reyes leading off. Granderson and Bruce to follow. And Jose takes Lone away, 2-2. Braden Shipley, just 24 years old. Diamondbacks took him in the first round 3 years ago, the number 15 overall pick out of the University of Nevada. Or, excuse me, Nevada. They get testy about that. Fly ball out to left. And Mitch Haniger, first day in the major leagues, gets the first chance. And that's the first out of the night.
The Diamondback defense brought to you by Coors Light and just newly called up Mitch Haniger from AAA, where he hit .325. He's 25 years of age. He gets his start called up and starting in left field. On the infield, of course, the same crew right there who's been nothing but raising havoc on Met pitchers. This has been a ball club that has feasted on Met pitching, Gary.
Here's Curtis Granderson, 1 for 5 last night. Curtis has been struggling big time. And he takes the changeup low and away, 2-0. The last 22 games now, Curtis is hitting .172. Just cannot find his way to any kind of hot streak this year. The small hot streaks he's gotten on, they have not lasted very long. He pops one up on the left side. Owings alone on the left side of the infield. Has room. And makes the catch for the second out.
Boy, they're reinventing this game. They're making it tough on the players. They're learning on the fly here. A long way to run. Almost overran it.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now Jay Bruce. Bruce 1 for 4 last night. 13 games as a Met. 8 hits and 50 at bats. That's a .160 batting average with 2 home runs. So it's been a struggle for Bruce pretty much since the day he arrived. Went 0 for 3 against Shipley in the game last week. Shipley had a rough first start against Milwaukee July 25th, and since then he's been pitching very well. 0.95 ERA his last 3 starts. And you see the numbers for Bruce, who got off to a great start with the Reds. And he hits one right back toward the middle. Diving stop by Lamb, throwing from his belly. He throws it away, and Bruce will stay at first base. Lamb, the third baseman playing on the right side of the infield, did a great job getting to that ball. Probably should have eaten it at that point.
Or maybe just tried to get up on one knee. But a good effort. Nice backhand. Really basically knocks it down, Gary.
So it's an infield hit for Bruce, and the Mets have the first base runner of the night. And now Lamb will go back to his normal spot at third base. Here's James Loney. Loney's bat is cooled down, just 2 for his last 22. Mets faced lefties the last 2 days, so he didn't start either one of those games. But he hasn't started a game since Saturday night. Bruce aboard at first with 2 out. Loney went 0 for 3 against Shipley in the game last Thursday. Shipley only allowed 3 hits in that game, walked only 1. He was 8-5 in AAA in 19 starts, 3.7 ERA, and very low walk numbers in his minor league career. Came to the big leagues and walked a bunch early, but he has really settled down. Walked only 1 against the Mets in the 7 innings last week.
6'1", 190 pounds. Went to the University of Nevada, Reno.
Not a hard thrower. We saw him throw a lot of curveballs and changeups in that last start.
Playing Loney pretty much straight up, and I agree with this because we've seen Loney go the opposite field, Gary, particularly down that left field line.
I don't know why anybody would shift against Loney. He's
Correct.
Just not the kind of hitter that you associate with putting on that shift. And James flies one foul, 2-1. Terry Collins was talking a lot about shifts before the game today, in preparation for John Neese's start tomorrow night, because John was not pleased about the way the Pirates shift. They shift more than just about anybody. The Mets don't shift nearly as much, and think John's a lot more comfortable with that. And Terry was talking about how shifts depend not only on the tendencies of the hitter, but also the tendencies of your pitchers. Mets have a harder throwing staff, thus will shift less. 2-2 now to Loney. Here's the hardest thrower of them all.
Yes, he looks like a caged lion ready to get at him. He's always a guy that stands up, doesn't sit down very much in between innings. He's a pacer.
He's got to protect the pride. 2-2 coming to Loney, and he whacks one foul on the changeup. Kelly Johnson, hitting 5th in the order, is waiting on deck.
Yeah, everybody got moved up in this Met order when Walker was a late scratch. Bruce from 4 to 3, Loney up 1, Johnson up 1, and then T.J. Rivera inserted in the 6 hole.
Walker wanted to play tonight after getting treatment for the lower back issue, but Terry Collins ruled him out. Loney pops it up into shallow center, and Bourne comes on and puts it away to retire the side. An infield hit and one left. Noah Syndergaard takes the mound for the bottom of the first. No score in Arizona. Starting lineup for the Diamondbacks tonight. Mitch Haniger just called up today, getting the start in left field and batting 7th in the order. Diamondbacks put up 10 runs and 16 hits last night. They had 9 extra base hits against Bartolo Colon in the Mets bullpen. Noah Syndergaard will try and do better.
Well, the Land Rover numbers for Noah, the strikeouts and walks are outstanding, but he's been erratic. He's going through a tough spell right now. He's been giving up runs in the last 4 starts. He's not used to doing that sort of thing.
Gene Segura leads off and takes a strike. Segura 1 for 3 last night, had a double, an RBI, a stolen base. Terrific season for Segura. Started the night tied for the National League lead in base hits, 144, same as Daniel Murphy. And Syndergaard throws one low and in, a ball and a strike. What's really plagued Syndergaard these last half dozen starts is the inability to put hitters away.
Right.
He's had tons of foul balls. That's driven up his pitch count, and so he hasn't been able to get deep into games. He blows one past Segura, and it's 1-2.
Well, he got his breaking ball over better at his last start. His slider, hard slider, was eluding him, throwing it in the dirt, which took away that put away pitch.
Line the other way. Kelly Johnson takes the floater out of the air, and that's the first down. Ball didn't have much sizzle on it. Segura's retired.
Alexis Mets defense. Granderson shifts over to left field. Diaza back in the lineup in center. Walker the late change there. Johnson moved from third to second base. Rivera in the lineup at third. And Rene Rivera, of course, always seems to be the caddy for Noah Syndergaard of late.
Well, Rivera's back there in part to try and hold down the running game, but it has not exactly helped much the way Syndergaard's been going lately.
Well, they stole 4 bases off him last time out, and then what, he went 5 innings that game?
5 innings.
Right. That was the game he gave up 3 in the 4th or 3rd inning, and then Neese came in and gave up the 6, and it was a blowout after that.
Trouble against the lower part of the batting order in that game. Michael Bourn 2 for 5 last night. He's been red hot for the Diamondbacks. And the veteran center fielder takes low, 2-1. So did you see what Chase Utley did tonight? Dodgers in Philadelphia. Utley's first game back at Citizens Bank Park since he left the Phillies. He hit 2 home runs. The second one a grand slam.
Oh.
And got curtain calls from the Phillies fans for both of them.
As he should.
I mean, that's just.
I mean, the Phillies are out of it, and he put a lot of good years in there and brought a lot of winning seasons and a World Series to the Philadelphia Philly fans.
Yeah, well, he's brought them a 13-2 deficit in the 8th inning tonight. Full count to Bourn with Paul Goldschmidt on deck. Reminds me when Mike Piazza came back to New York with the Padres. Remember that? He had 2 home runs his first game. Line over short, base hit into left center, headed toward the gap. Piazza gets over to get it, but Bourn easily into second base with a 1-out double.
You know, Bourn has really handled the bat well against the Mets. The 3-game series at home, and he continues here in this series. Got 2 hits last night and scored a run. That's nice hitting right there. That's a good fastball down out over the plate and going right with it.
So here's Goldschmidt, 3 for 4 last night, a double and a triple. He's 9 for 15 in the 4 games against the Mets, and again he comes up with an empty base. The Mets have pitched to him every time. He takes this one low for ball 1.
He's really showed me in these what now, this is the 5th game, the 3 in New York. Now this is the 2nd game. Boy, I can see why now. It's the first time I've seen him hot, Gary, where he's swinging the bat well. That's the trouble with these 3 divisions, and you only play outside the other divisions once, home and away. You don't see enough of these players.
Syndergaard's got to be wary of Bourn at second base. 11 steals this year, 3-time National League stolen base champ. Gives him a couple of looks, and Goldschmidt takes a fastball for a strike. Nice to see that. Syndergaard doubling up on his looks at second base. He was burned for a couple of steals at third his last start.
Syndergaard, Ronnie mentioned last time, Gary, to me when you watched Syndergaard's last start, he said he'd like to see him throw that fastball that runs in on the right-handers, and he's using it so far in his first inning.
.36 stolen bases against Syndergaard. More than the entire Kansas City Royals team has given up. 1-2 coming, and Goldschmidt takes strike 3 call. 99, knees in black for the 2nd out.
Well, inside corner, serious high octane gas, and that's a strike. And he's pitching inside. Love it.
Throwing very hard in the early going, 99, 100 miles an hour. So Goldschmidt's retired for the 2nd out. Now Jake Lamb. Lamb drove in 2 runs last night. Snapped an 0 for 22 skid. Went 1 for 4. Bourn at second with 2 down. And Syndergaard throwing bullets.
Yes,
early
he
on.
is.
Last year, his first start against the Diamondbacks in his career, he struck out 13 in 8 innings. And he looks awfully determined tonight. And that one bounces into Rivera, who does a nice job blocking the slider. 2-0.
think that was a changeup, Gare.
Hardest changeup in the world.
Jeez. You're right. He's in the 90s, low 90s with his changeup.
2-0 to Lamb. Yasmani Tomas would be next. And Lamb fouls it away. 2-1.
Lamb got himself a base hit last night. That broke an offer, a serious offer. He drove in 2 runs last night.
Jake Lamb, 24 home runs, 75 RBIs, a breakout year for him. That one boxed around by Rivera, but it was inside. 3-1. Now the Mets are having trouble putting together victories, but so is everybody else in this National League wild card race. The Marlins lost tonight in Cincinnati 6-3. Tucker Barnhart hit a first inning grand slam, and the Marlins never recovered. The Cardinals are starting a series in Houston. They're 4-4 in the 6th against Dallas Keuchel and the Astros. Miami and St. Louis began the day leading the race for the second wild card, with Pittsburgh a game behind and the Mets 3 behind. 3-1 coming to Lamb, and he walked him. So Syndergaard issues the 2-out walk, and Tomas will come up with 2 men on. There are the wild card standings. With Miami's loss, they're now a half game behind St. Louis. Pirates play in San Francisco later on. Mets will be going to San Francisco for a series after this. The Giants lead coming into the day just a half game over the Dodgers. So with the Dodgers pummeling the Phillies, looks like the Giants will need to win to avoid falling into second place. Here's Yasmani Tomas, who had a 2-run homer against Hansel Robles late in the game last night to put things away for the Diamondbacks. Two out and 2 on. There goes Bourne stealing third. The throw by Rivera not in time. It's a double steal. Well, Syndergaard did a fine job earlier looking Bourne back. Didn't look him back at all this time.
Well, it's just putting the thought, and you never like to see people steal with 2 outs. They're already in scoring position, but in this case you're putting 2 people in scoring position, but also putting that thought in the back of Syndergaard's mind that we are going to run on you.
12th stolen base for Bourne, the 5th for Lamb. 38 now against Syndergaard, and 2 in scoring position with 2 out. And Tomas hits it sharply, but right at Reyes. And Syndergaard able to get through the inning despite a double, a walk, and a couple of steals. After 1 in Arizona, Mets and Diamondbacks no score. 111 today. 111, Keith.
I was out there.
I know you were. I was worried about you. Kelly Johnson leads off in the second inning. I was afraid of you getting lost in the desert.
Heat prostration.
Johnson hooks one foul.
Took a hike up what's called Squaw Mountain here, which I believe was raises an elevation of about 1,100 feet. 1.7 miles of hiking up, and we went to around 1.4, and it just got too hot.
So you didn't make the summit.
We didn't make the summit, but we were high enough.
Now, what I heard, and I was not present for this, and there's our crew out there, Greg Picker and John DeMarsico. We're working our truck.
Yeah, some of me look good.
Flanking Keith. Now, I heard that.
Here, I got to interrupt. Folks, I'm not a homer. I had the NY on. I know, the blue and orange, but I'm not working. Go ahead.
No. My concern was that I heard you went down, that you had a few mishaps along the trail, and that maybe you might have had to get helicoptered out of there.
Well, that's what happens when you try to go up against Clint Eastwood and those Italian spaghetti westerns.
There's ball 4, and Johnson's on with a leadoff walk.
I did fall on my fanny. I have no ankle ligaments. You know that, because I sprained my ankle so many times, and I can walk them off like a hockey player. I mean, I sprained my ankle twice coming down, and the second time I took a tumble, and I fell. I fell like a champ. I rolled over and fell on my back, but I had a hard time getting up. I needed help from Greg Picker, our producer, and John DeMarsico, who's also in the truck, and they helped me up.
Now, it didn't look to me like you were wearing the appropriate footwear for a mountainous hike.
I brought sneakers. I didn't think I was going to go for a hike. It was Greg Picker's idea, and I said, okay, that's a good idea. You get tired of the gyms. So it was fun, actually. It was a fun hike. And the higher we got, it got windy, and it was a little easier on top. It was tough down low because it was just so the weather was so hot and stagnant. But when you got above, it was a nice breeze. It was okay. I had a great time. There you go. See, that expression. Don't worry about that.
So you got gym shoes on.
Yes, I do.
On the rocky crags.
That's right.
You need a minder.
Oh, that's right. We're sitting resting, and this fellow comes down the mountain and goes, Keith, how are you? I don't know who the heck he is. And just, in great shape. And he goes, David Segui, Keith. I go, oh, David. So we talked with David for around 20 minutes.
That's hit hard. Base hit for T.J. Rivera. And the Mets have the first 2 men on in the second. So T.J., a late addition to the lineup when Neil Walker was scratched, comes through with a base hit his first time up.
So it was a fun evening, afternoon, I should say. But when we got down, Gary, number one, the bellman told us it's a short walk to the mountain. As pitching coach Mike Butcher goes out to talk with his young pitcher, Braden Shipley, the bellman tells us, oh, just go up 24th Street. It's just a short walk, and take a left when the dead ends. Short walk. It was 55 minutes walking uphill to the mountain. So then we get on the mountain. The mountain. How long did it take, guys, and get to where we got? Around over an hour. It was around 3 hours up there, and we got down to the bottom. And thank gosh that DeMarsico, Johnny, had a cell phone and an Uber account, because we just sat under a tree in the shade. We waited for Uber to take us home.
Now I want to go back to the unlikely coincidence that two outstanding fielding first basemen would meet each other.
Unbelievable.
On Squaw Peak. I mean, what were the odds of that?
I hardly recognize him.
He looks like, I haven't seen David in years, but he looks kind of like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy.
He's a big dude.
And he's in great shape. He told us how he prefers to do the hiking because of the scenic value during the winter. But he's also a hitting instructor, and we talked about hitting, and Evidently, David Segui was worked with Bryce Harper the last 3 years.
Is that right?
And Bryce Harper didn't go back to him this year, and he kind of made a snide remark. He said, "Look, he's hitting 230 this year without me."
Oh. Everybody's got a little bit of ego. 2-0 to De Aza. Shipley's struggling, and De Aza lines one right at the shortstop.
Good base running.
Owings has it for the first out.
Good base running. Both guys, Johnson and Rivera, they didn't get doubled up. Well done.
So there's the first out of the inning. And that Rene Rivera hitting 8th in the order. Rene getting the start with Syndergaard pitching tonight. He has pretty much become Noah's personal catcher. That's getting the first 2 men aboard here in the second. They did that a lot early last night, but were unable to cash enough to keep up with the Diamondbacks offense. That's it into 3 double plays last night. Left 9 runners on base. Well, behind 8-2. Made a bit of a comeback before falling 10-6. This is a ballpark where runs sometimes can flow like water, and they certainly did last night. Knee-high strike to Rivera, and it's 0-2.
2 good pitches back to back. Curveball, knees and black outside corner, and then a fastball right there, same spot. Good pitch. A little bit of a sinker.
Rough night for Bartolo Colon last night, although he did walk.
He did, yes, when he was at bat. First time.
Bouncing ball should be 2. Owings with the flip. Segura double clutches.
Oh.
Goldschmidt digs it out, and they turn the double play. 6-4-3, and what began as a promising inning for the Mets ends as a scoreless one. No score going to the bottom of the second. Begin until a week ago tonight, but it's been lopsided in favor of the Diamondbacks, who've won all 4 games and have dominated with their offense. Not even noted there is the 17 stolen bases so far in the 5 games for the Diamondbacks. Wellington Castillo, who had a big night last night, back from paternity leave, went 4 for 5, a couple of doubles, drove in 2 runs,
scored 2.
And a chopper. Reyes on the charge. Fires on the run to get Castillo. 1 pitch and 1 out for Syndergaard in the second. So we're sitting here in the ballpark between innings, and they flash Keith's picture on the scoreboard. Do you think they're honoring the great ex-player, the former MVP? No, it's a Seinfeld routine they're doing.
Right. They have a in between innings. I guess they do a Seinfeld questionnaire, and I was the answer. So
congratulations.
Oh.
As long as you still get the residual check.
I waved to the fans too.
Well, this is Mitch Haniger's first major league at bat. 25-year-old former first-round draft pick of the Milwaukee Brewers out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Diamondbacks picked him up at the trading deadline 2 years ago when they dealt Gerardo Parra to Milwaukee. Haniger started the year in Double-A, played 119 games between Double-A and Triple-A, hit .325 with 24 home runs. And now making his big league debut against Noah Syndergaard. It's not the easiest thing in the world for a right-hand hitter to do.
Nope. A lot of pine tar on his bat, like that. Back in our day, they wouldn't. There's Chip Hale, the skipper of the Arizona Diamondbacks, former Met coach. The pine tar in his bat back in our day. Remember, they outlawed any pine tar near the label. Yeah, that bat would not be allowed to. You wouldn't be able to be allowed to use it. The pine tar, you can get the pine tar off your bat with rubbing alcohol on a towel, and you just rub it and it gets rid of the pine tar. You can whittle it down to.
Why would baseball care if you had pine tar above the label?
Gary, I have no idea, but that was the rules.
Okay. Just looking for a little logic. And there's strike 3 called, so Haniger's punched out on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball on the black. That's how his first big league at bat ends.
How many guys do we see? Don't be looking for a walk. No, come on. Hey.
Maybe that was a walk in the Coast League, but there aren't a lot of guys throwing 99 on the black in the Coast League. 2 out and nobody on. Now Chris Owings. Owings had 2 more hits last night, including a double. He has killed the Mets. And he bounces one to Reyes. Nice easy hop for Jose. And a nice easy inning for Noah Syndergaard. Just 8 pitches to get through it. 1, 2, 3. After 2 in Arizona, no score.
I've been in that neighborhood. They got a nice little nightclub. Oh, well, Gary, go ahead. Founded in 1861, right? But the Civil War started.
You keep going, Keith. You're doing well.
6th largest city in the United States. I did not know that. Okay, the snowfall. Perfect.
But did you know it was the birthplace of the chimichanga?
I had no idea. I didn't get there yet. Wow.
I was jumping ahead. I turned to the last page. Noah Syndergaard leads off in the 3rd against Braden Shipley. Syndergaard has 5 hits this year, including 2 home runs, both hit in the same game at Dodger Stadium.
There's a nice little nightclub in Old Town, Scottsdale, that plays rock and roll bands, like live music. It's kind of a nice little spot to pop in after a ball game. Particularly, you have a lot of 4 o'clock starts here. You know, you're not out till 2, 3 in the morning. You know, Gary.
Of course, the Phoenix area is the hub of spring training for half the major league teams, and all of the spring training facilities are grouped within a 45-minute drive. Goldschmidt with a nice pickup and hit Shipley on the run for the first time.
Goldschmidt, a 2-time Gold Glover, makes a nice snag there on that hot shot hit off the bat of Syndergaard. Nice backhand, plays a long hop. He knows what he's doing. Knows what he's doing with the bat in his hand too. Pretty good player, I'll say.
So Syndergaard retired, 1 out. Now Jose Reyes, who flied out to left his first time up. You never had spring training in Arizona, did you?
Good old Cleveland, Tucson. It was a little bit different because of the climate. You don't sweat so much because you're in spring weather and it's dry like Florida. You sweat with the humidity. But I like Tucson. It was a nice little town.
Now, there's no more spring training in Tucson. Everything's up in the Phoenix area now.
Okay.
But Tucson, you must have had to travel to play all your road games.
Right, you did. I'll come up to Mesa and Casa Grande. Yep.
Reyes hits out to right center. Bourne on the move and makes the reaching grab. 2 out.
I don't know exactly how far Tucson is south of here.
About 2 hours.
It's
Two
a,
and a half
yeah, it was a
hours.
2 hour. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but it's okay. I was on my last leg. I figured I'd enjoy and one spring training in my life in Arizona. Didn't know I was going to stink, but that's all right.
Of course, that was long before they had Major League Baseball here. That wasn't until 1998. Granderson rolls one into the shift. Lamb throws him out. 5-3 put out. 1-2-3 inning for Braden Shipley. Still no score in Arizona. From the outside. It's kind of like an aircraft hangar. Kind of looks the same from the inside.
Yeah, looks like a roadhouse to me, a rodeo house.
But it is it's a must-have here.
Oh, yes.
Haven't had the roof open here since the early part of May, when the weather starts getting blistering hot. Braden Shipley had a good game against Syndergaard in New York. Drove in a run, had a stolen base in that game.
1 for 4 for the night, but as Gary said, that one hit had an RBI in it.
2 for 11 in his brief major league career, just his 5th start tonight. He fouls one away. Shipley was a shortstop at the University of Nevada his freshman year before they moved him to the mound. So he's kind of like a Jacob deGrom type in that he's got more athleticism than your average pitcher. Shipley, #1 pick by the Diamondbacks 3 years ago. As he strikes out for the first out. Last year, the Diamondbacks had the #1 overall pick in the draft, and they took a shortstop named Dansby Swanson out of Vanderbilt. They traded Swanson last winter to the Braves in the deal for Shelby Miller. Miller has been horrible. Got sent to the minor leagues. Dansby Swanson, meanwhile, just got promoted by the Braves. He's going to make his big league debut for Atlanta tomorrow night. That could be a trade that the Diamondbacks regret for a long time to come.
The Diamondbacks made a lot of moves to make this team a contender. Everybody thought that they were going to be one of the teams to beat, and it didn't happen.
Well, the Miller move is, I mean, last year Shelby Miller had a terrible 1-loss record, but he just pitched in hard luck all year. He was actually one of the better pitchers in the league, just didn't have the record to show for it. This year he just struggled from day one. I don't think anybody expected that. Segura takes one toward the hole. Reyes able to get to it, but can't make a play. Probably wouldn't have been able to throw out Segura anyway, and Segura has an infield hit.
In the hole, you're not going to throw him out as right. That's why Jose had trouble with the exchange. He knew he had to rush it, had to hurry. All right, 23 stolen bases on first base.
Segura 5th in the National League in steals. Michael Bourne doubled to left center and stole third base in the first inning. By the way, just to rub salt in the wound, the Braves and Dansby Swanson here in Arizona next week.
Ooh.
Braves actually had 2 young shortstops, Swanson in Double-A and Ozzie Albies in Triple-A. Albies is only 19. Probably be in the big leagues before long, but Swanson's going to get there first.
Not a big lead, that's for sure. Well, you're the second hitter. You could give a strike to your leadoff hitter at first base, and you want him to steal a bag.
Doesn't have a huge lead.
No, not at all. First base coach Dave McKay. He came over with La Russa. He was La Russa's first base coach for years in the Cardinals and over in Oakland.
You know what Dave McKay was at one time? The world's most famous batting practice pitcher. Because he's the guy who would throw batting practice to Mark McGwire when 20,000 people would show up just to watch McGwire take batting practice before the game.
Nice man. Good guy.
Longer hold by Syndergaard that time, and Bourne got tired of waiting and asked for time. But that's something that Syndergaard's got to do, vary his hold times to try and get that runner at first flat-footed.
You got that young man lurking in the on-deck circle, Mr. Goldschmidt.
I think it was Tim McCarver who once said, "Nothing slows the game down more than speed."
That's a good, like a paradox, isn't it?
The great baseball conundrums.
Yes.
Now we've got other things to slow the game down.
There's your taking a strike right there. Now he's got to go to hitting.
Well, Segura has shown no inclination to take off during this sequence. So the Syndergaard doing a good job keeping an eye on him. And Boren can't catch the fastball, and it's 1-2.
All those hard throwers, when they throw it upstairs like this, Nolan Ryan comes to mind. I'm not going to be contemporary here, folks. Don Gullett threw bullets for the Reds when he came up before he hurt his arm. They were all most effective upstairs.
Quite good.
Yes.
1-2 to Bourne, and a chopper. Johnson on the backhand gets the out at first. By the time he got to it, he was just too far away from Segura to make a play on him. So 2 outs. Segura winds up at second, and Paul Goldschmidt coming up.
We're going to do a little pitch sequence the first at bat. Set up, fastball in at the low, miss, 1-0. Slider, strike, knees in black, outside corner. Fastball in, down and in, 1-2. Another fastball. Grab some pine, as we used to say. Excellent pitching. Stayed inside, Garrett.
Well, the way Goldschmidt has worn out right and right center, you got to stay inside. And he does it again, ball 1.
Well, he peppered the right center field yesterday twice. He's a gap-to-gap hitter. The ball he's going to pull is that hanging slider. He can hit.
And the curveball bends in for a strike, and it's 1-1. The curveball is the one that Syndergaard got to the big leagues where they didn't learn that devastating slider until after he got here. Two and 1 to Goldschmidt. Jake Lamb waiting on deck. Segura takes off early and steals third without any difficulty. He had 5 steps before Syndergaard came out of his stretch, and this is not the first time this has happened.
You've got to have too much separation on the middle infielders. It's
3-1 to Goldschmidt. And he checks his swing. Did he go? He did not. That's ball 4, and Goldschmidt's on with a walk. But Keith, if he takes off that early, shouldn't somebody be yelling at Syndergaard to step off?
Yeah, but I think he was in his mode to go home, Garrett, and it's hard to stop. Once you set your mind in motion that you're going to go home.
I mean, he should have been a dead duck taking off that early.
He never looked back. I don't think there's ever any time with a runner on second base that Syndergaard never looks back. He's got to come to his belt and look back.
Well, 3 stolen bases tonight, 39 for the year, far more than anybody else in the National League. He's given up 2 steals, a third already in this game. Now with runners at the corners, Jake Lamb the batter. Lamb walked and then was on the back end of a double steal back in the first inning. Segura is 24th of the year. Two walks tonight now for Noah. And Goldschmidt might well take off. And Lamb takes below the knees for ball 1.
No shift at all. Only Reyes up the middle. Everybody else pretty much straight up.
And Lamb fouls off the fastball, 1-1. This is as hard as Syndergaard has thrown in some time.
Yep.
I mean, often you see him throwing 99, 100 in the first inning, and then he backs off a little bit from there. But he is maintaining that 99, 100-mile-an-hour velocity.
Interesting, this conversation on the mound, Garrett. It was Syndergaard who motioned Rene Rivera to the mound. So Syndergaard wanted to have a conversation.
Yasmani Tomas would be next. Segura at third, Goldschmidt at first, and Lamb fouls off the fastball. 1-2.
Now, Lamb's got a long swing, Gary. So when you're throwing as hard as Syndergaard, just rush it up there. Keep the ball up on him. You got a low ball swing. Get ahead of him.
Rivera stepping out in front of the plate, giving signals to the infield on what to do if Goldschmidt takes off, which is certainly a possibility here with 1-2 on the hitter.
But you see how it puts the infielders and your catcher, and not only that, your pitcher on edge when you have speed on the bases.
One-two coming, and the curveball struck him out. Fourth strikeout for Syndergaard, and he works around another stolen base in the third. He's got heat. He's got a hook. He's on his game. No score after 3. Of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They did a lot of work to try and make this team a contender this year. It didn't work. Jay Bruce takes a curveball for a strike. So got to figure out what to do going forward. They've got a lot of offensive talent on this team, and they've got Zach Greinke signed for the long term. Bruce had an infield hit his first time up, and Shipley rushes it inside. A ball and strike.
Shipley knows what he's doing out there. He has an idea. I like the way he pitches. He knows, he moves the ball around.
Working quickly, and he gets the changeup in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Bruce, Loney, and Johnson. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the Mets order tonight. Neil Walker sitting out, stiff lower back. Neil had the same thing back in June, and he missed 3 games. And the hope is, by sitting him tonight, that it's just going to be a one-day affair. But you know, Neil's also going to miss some time pretty soon with the impending birth of his first child. So kind of the way things have gone for the Mets. The one hot hitter in their lineup all of a sudden may be gone for a little while. Of course, the Mets hope to get Yoenis Cespedes back Friday when he's eligible. Bruce skies one to shallow left, and Haniger is under it. 1 out. MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. MLB.TV Premium includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. 1 out in the top of the 4th. Now James Loney, who flied to center his first time up. Cespedes played his second game on rehab for St. Lucie tonight. Played 7 innings in left field, went 0 for 3. Plan is for him to play 9 innings tomorrow, fly to San Francisco, join the Mets Thursday, and be activated on Friday. And the Mets certainly hope that Cespedes can hit the ground running.
They need to get him there a day before he plays his first game flying cross country.
Loney gets one in the air to right, and Tomas is right there. 2 out. So 7 in a row retired by Shipley after the Mets got the first 2 men on in the second. And now Kelly Johnson coming up. As Drupal Cabrera may be ready by this weekend too. Cabrera played his first game on rehab tonight. And the hope is maybe Saturday that Cabrera will be able to join the Mets. I mean, the more the merrier. Get some more experienced hitters back into this lineup. Johnson walked his first time, and he hits a sharp ground ball. Owings to his left makes a nice play and throws him out. Side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Mets in the top of the 4th. Still no score. A question for tonight: who are the only 3 pitchers to face Keith Hernandez more than 100 times?
I know one. He's a Hall of Famer. My most at bats was like 150 something at bats off of this Hall of Famer.
Don Sutton? Is that who you're thinking of? Steve Carlton? I'm trying to think how many other Hall of Famers you would have faced. Tom Seaver? Probably not.
No, probably no. But certainly someone in the Eastern Division, correct?
Right. Yasmani Tomas leading off the home 4th, grounded out to short his first time up. And he drills one down the left field line toward the corner. And it's a home run. Tomas homers for the 2nd straight night, his 23rd of the year. And he gives the Diamondbacks a 1-0 lead. Tomas, who missed the series in New York with a stiff neck, went 0 for Boston over the weekend, homered last night, and homers again.
Turned on an inside fastball, Gary. Looks like a high ball hitter. And there's no doubt about that. That was a bullet.
So 1-0 Arizona. Now Wellington Castillo. It's just the 9th home run Syndergaard's allowed this year in 137 innings.
There is another guy that up there, I believe, Garo, that I've faced over 100 times. That's in the Western Division, believe it or not. I haven't looked at. I mean, the Elias Bureau gave me a printout when I retired. It was very nice of them to do that. Every pitcher that I faced in a computer printout in the amount of at-bats I had. So it was very nice of them to do that. It was very interesting to look back and see how I fared over my 17 years.
Do you carry it with you?
No, it's way too big.
Well, I was thinking just in case, you ran into one of those guys.
No. I will say one thing. I hit 244 or 245 off of John Candelaria. I was one of the first pitchers I went and searched and found to find. And that was a win. Hitting 240 off John Candelaria was a win.
2-2 to Castillo. And that just missed, full count. I think maybe you should get them to put it on a thumb drive for you so you could take it wherever you go.
No, it's okay. I don't need that. Now, Rusty in his condo has a plaque that was given to him.
Castillo strikes out. That's 5 tonight for Syndergaard. First out in the 4th.
Rusty almost hit 300 home runs. He's just shy of 300 home runs. He's got a plaque that has, now in chronological order, all the home runs he hit in his career. That's cool.
Would you like one of those too?
Oh, I didn't hit that many.
Oh, it'd be small.
But it would be nice.
Be a smaller plaque.
That's true. That's okay. I don't mind being diminished.
I mean, you have to have room for the 11 gold clubs. Rusty, doesn't have those.
That's true.
Rusty has a distinction that I don't think anybody else will be able to equal. Haniger hits the ground ball right at Johnson.
You're right.
For the second out.
Good call.
500 hits for 4 different teams.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Take advantage of a special Coca-Cola combo offer in select seating areas during all remaining Mets home games. Tickets start at just $19 and include a $10 food and beverage credit, so you can cheer on the Mets while enjoying your favorite Coca-Cola products. Tickets for this offer are only available at Mets.com/combo. Of course, Rusty started out as a 19-year-old with the Astros.
No, not the Astros.
Colt 45.
Thank you.
At the time. But he also played for them when they were the Astros.
That uniform was kind of nice. They had the Colt 45 smoking pistol across the chest, which it would not work today, but I thought when I was a kid, I thought it was kind of cool.
Of course, Rusty went to Montreal, where he became known as Le Grand Orange.
Right.
To New York. And then what Met fans forget is that he went to Detroit and had quite a career as a DH for the Tigers.
Yes, he did.
And Owens strikes out on 3 pitches. Good recovery by Syndergaard, but Yasmani Tomas gets the Diamondbacks off to the lead. 1-0 after 4. Fifth inning for New York. Let's check in with Steve Gelbs. His report tonight is brought to you by the Kia Top Quality Sales Event. Steve?
Gary, one thing we've seen with T.J. Rivera so far in his time up here is that he differs his swing based on the situation. So most of the time T.J. Rivera has a leg kick. But when there are 2 strikes on, you'll see on the right side what he does when there are 2 strikes. He eliminates that leg kick, also eliminates it if he can't pick up the pitcher's rhythm. That's just a way to shorten the swing, get a quick compact stroke, and put the ball in play.
Well, he's a toe tapper too, which is something that was not around in my time. So that David Wright is a toe tapper. You know, whatever it takes, how you're taught how to hit. There's no one way.
But what about changing for the situation? I mean, he's got the leg kick, which I guess is a timing mechanism, but eliminates it with 2 strikes. Does that make some degree of sense?
Well, he's making his stroke more compact, making you a better 2-strike hitter. I have not looked at his minor league record to see what his strikeouts were in the minor leagues. I mean, obviously he hasn't had enough time in the big leagues yet to formulate any body of work to get an idea.
Well, he's been a contact guy throughout his career. That's how he got here. Taken the other way, and Rivera's got his second hit of the night. So T.J. Rivera, isn't it always the case, right? The guy who's the late addition to the lineup winds up having a big night. Wasn't supposed to play tonight. Put in when Walker had to be scratched, and he's 2 for 2.
Guys, in terms of changing that leg kick with 2 strikes, it's something that Kevin Long says he thinks contributes to him being such a successful hitter at the minor league level, because he, unlike a lot of guys, has a default to fall back on that he feels comfortable with. A lot of players, Kevin Long says, don't have the ability to change things up like that and feel comfortable doing it.
There's De Azu lined out to short his first time up. We talk all the time about how hitters nowadays don't seem to have a 2-strike approach.
Right.
And T.J. Rivera does. De Azu hitless in his last 12 at bats. August has been as frustrating for Alejandro as July was promising. Seen his batting average slip back below 200. Rene Rivera waiting on deck. Mets now have 3 hits tonight against Shipley. Rivera at first and nobody out, and De Azu fouls off the changeup. When you were playing, Keith, did you ever think about or look at how your season progressed in terms of month by month, or when you're playing every day?
Yes.
Is that not as relevant?
I got a great piece of advice very early in my career after I got untracked from Pete Rose when Pete was with the Reds. And he said, you just cannot look at your game every day in, day out. It was 162 games. You'll have a nervous breakdown by mid-May.
De Azu takes one the other way toward the line. Fair ball going to the corner. Rivera on his way to third. Haniger digs it out. They'll stop Rivera at third base, and De Azu has an opposite field double. And the Mets have second and third and nobody out. That snaps the 0 for 12 for Alejandro.
Little rolling curveball goes right with it. Doesn't try to pull. I don't think, you know, Diaz has been struggling a little bit, but Gary, he's still been swinging a good bat. And Rivera's got a little speed. He's got speed on the bases.
So after Tomas's home run gave the Diamondbacks the lead in the last half inning, now the Mets trying to respond. Second and third, nobody out. Rene Rivera, the batter. And the Diamondbacks infielders aren't sure where Chip Hill wants them to play.
Shoot, they got to play back.
Now they back up. They had been in, but now they back up. You play in, you're daring Rivera to hit it by you and drive in 2 runs.
I don't even like Goldschmidt playing halfway. He's like 5 feet off the cut of the grass.
And the curveball hit in the air to deep left center field. Back goes Bourne, racing back near the wall, and he made the catch. What a tremendous play by Bourne. Rivera tags and comes home. But Michael Bourne taking away an extra base hit from Rene Rivera with a sparkling catch. The Mets tie the game on the sacrifice fly.
This guy ran a country mile for this ball and fearless on the track. That is an unbelievable play right there. The deepest part of the park, 413 out there.
Last year we saw Michael Bourne playing for the Braves and it looked like his career was over. He has been completely rejuvenated here in Arizona. What a tremendous play. Now Syndergaard with the runner at second and 1 out. Mets get even. Rene Rivera hits one 412 feet and gets a sacrifice fly out of it. One Rivera drives in the other. Michael Bourne won 2 Gold Gloves, but that was a long time ago, back when he was with the Astros in 2009, 2010. But he made a fabulous play there. Syndergaard takes the breaking ball down 1-1.
Well, Diaz, the back runner here. We're trying to reset for you to show why Diaz did not advance on that ball, and you know, he assumed, well, he didn't assume, he was halfway. It's a heck of a catch that was made there.
And I think we all assumed that that was not going to be caught.
Right. So
where he started.
There's Diaz at second base. He's going to go back at first. Now he sees, okay, it's going to chance to go. It's just a heck of a play, and you can't fault him for that. Cannot fault him for that.
I mean, you'd love to have him at third base at this point. And you know, the one thing is, if Bourne doesn't catch that ball and Diaz is standing at second base, probably going to score anyway.
Right. That's just one fine play.
2-1 to Syndergaard with Reyes on deck. Noah has 4 extra base hits this year, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. Goes after the changeup, 2-2. So the Mets finally score against Braden Shipley. He had thrown 7 scoreless innings against them last week and 4 more tonight before the Mets finally cracked through. Another changeup. He runs the count full to Syndergaard. Shipley, through his first 4 big league starts, has thrown his fastball a shade over 50% of the time. So he's a guy who relies very heavily on his 2 off-speed pitches, his curveball and his changeup, even against the opposing pitcher. Syndergaard hits one deep to right field. That goes Tomas near the wall. It's out of here. Noah Syndergaard with a bomb of a 2-run homer to put the Mets in front. Syndergaard's 3rd home run of the season, the 4th of his career, and the Mets lead it 3-1. When he hits them, they are well struck. He had 1 at Citi Field last year over 420 feet. 2 at Dodger Stadium this year that were out of sight, and this one deep into the seats in right field in Arizona.
Got himself a 3-2 count. You don't want to walk him. Here comes the fastball, and our Mets pitchers can hit. That was a Kingman home run, Kingman-esque.
They can all hit, but none of the Met pitchers have the power of this guy. No telling how many home runs he might hit in his career. He now has 4 in his first 85 big league at bats. 1-2 to Reyes, who's flied out twice tonight. So the Mets get themselves a lead for the first time in this series. And now it doesn't matter that Diaz didn't tag up.
That's right.
Because he has trotted home ahead of Noah's home run.
Syndergaard said, I'll take care of this one.
And so he did. And Thor cast his thunderbolt, and it was good.
He's going to have a little power in that Stratomatic card next year.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'm going to look it up now. Are there any Met pitchers ever hit 3 home runs in a season before? I don't think one has. Let's see.
Reyes hits it deep to center field. Back goes Bourne to the warning track. Leaping, he can't get it. It bounces away from him. Reyes around second. He's going to try for 3. The throw by Haniger is not in time. It's a triple for Jose Reyes.
Dead central. Another fastball. Looks like it might be a changeup. He's getting his pitches up and getting hurt here. Shipley, and this ball is ripped. And Bourne almost makes this catch. And Jose, I think, is getting a little bit faster. Each day goes by, Gary. Getting more in baseball shape.
Bourne made one great catch, couldn't quite come up with this one, and the Mets have hit for the cycle in the 5th inning. T.J. Rivera singled, De Aza doubled, Syndergaard homered, and now Reyes with his 3rd triple.
They're going to bring the infield in on the Mets.
That's 120 career triples for Reyes, more than any active player and more than any player in Mets history. So the Mets with 3 runs home in the inning. Now Granderson with Reyes at 3rd and 1 out. The infield in, and the curveball misses outside for ball 1. No action as yet in the Diamondbacks bullpen, but that could change in a moment. Some stirring around down there. Granderson takes a changeup for a strike, and it's 1-1. Granderson 0 for 2 tonight, and he pops one up into shallow left. Haniger, we don't know how good an arm he's got. We're about to find out. Reyes tried to score. The throw by Haniger on a hop is not in time. He's got a good arm, but Reyes scores anyway, and it's 4-1 New York. So Granderson gets the run home with a sacrifice fly. 32 RBIs now for Curtis.
He kind of circles the wagons here, Gary. That strong arm, he doesn't get any momentum home. Think if he had been coming home. Look at this arm. If he had had momentum coming home, he had a shot to throw Jose out.
Well, the scouting report on Haniger is that he had a right fielder's arm, and it turns out he does. Reyes a little shaken up, but he's okay. So 4 runs home in the inning. Now Jay Bruce skies 1 foul. T.J. Rivera got it started with an opposite field single. Alejandro De Aza an opposite field double. Rene Rivera hit what looked for all the world like an extra base hit, but turned into a sac fly. Syndergaard hit a long 2-run homer. Reyes triple, and now Granderson's sac fly makes it 4-1. Bruce has had an infield hit and flight out, 1 for 2. He fouls it away.
It just seems that right now Jay is reaching for that outside pitch. I bet you if he had, that outside corner seems a long way away from him.
That pulled into right field, a base hit for Bruce, and that'll go all the way back to the wall. Another extra base hit as the Mets are tattooing Braden Shipley here in the 5th inning. 23rd double of the year for Bruce, and his 2nd hit of the night.
They've been hard hit balls. This is a good thing to see. The Mets ripping the baseball, and good to see Bruce with 2 hits tonight.
So the Mets with 5 hits in the inning, 4 of the 5 for extra bases. And still no action in the Arizona bullpen. Now James Loney has been up twice and flied out both times. With Bruce at second and 2 out, Loney the 8th man up in the inning. And takes the fastball off the plate for ball 1. I mean, they're moving now, and it looks like somebody's about to start throwing. It's Patrick Corbin, who just got shuttled to the bullpen out of the starting rotation, who's going to begin to loosen up. Struggling with his changeup now, and he falls behind 2-0. And that'll send Wellington Castillo back out to the mound. There's Corbin, who's been a mainstay in the Diamondbacks rotation, but has been scuffling. So they moved him to the pen and moved Zach Godley, who's going to pitch tomorrow night, back into the rotation. Bruce at second with 2 down, 2-0 to Loney. Kelly Johnson would be next. And Loney grounds one right at Segura. And that will retire the side, but not before the Mets put up a 4 spot in the top of the 5th, highlighted by Noah Syndergaard's 3rd home run of the season. And there was not much doubt about it. Syndergaard's 2-run shot puts the Mets in front. It's 4-1 halfway through in Arizona. Series tomorrow night. John Neese makes his first start in his return to the Mets. 8:30 the coverage tomorrow night on SNY. Noah Syndergaard working with the lead for the first time, and Braden Shipley is going to stay in and bat for himself after getting battered around in the top of the inning. Shipley struck out his first time up. So Noah Syndergaard with that home run tied the Mets club record for home runs in a season by a pitcher. Walt Terrell had 3 home runs in 1983. Remember, Terrell was the only Met who had had 2 in one game until Syndergaard hit the 2 at Dodger Stadium. And Tom Seaver had 3 home runs in a season in 1972 for the Mets. One of the former players done up as racing puppets.
That was Luis Gonzalez, I believe. Likeness of Luis. First, Luis got that base hit in that World Series. There they are. Randy Johnson, Mark Grace. Luis is on the right. I don't know who's on the left.
I think it's Matt Williams.
Matt Williams. Also, Luis Gonzalez got the big game-winning base hit in that World Series when they beat the Yankees off of Mariano Rivera.
Also had 57 home runs in the season for the Diamondbacks. 3-2 to Shipley, leading off in the bottom of the 5th. Shipley looking for a little revenge after Syndergaard took him deep. There are your pitchers tomorrow. John Neese, whose best start of the season for the Pirates came against the Mets, will go back to the mound as a starter for the first time since returning to the Mets. Zach Godley goes for Arizona. Shipley grounds one to third. Rivera with a reaching grab, and he throws out Shipley, one away. Now Gene Segura with one out. Segura had an infield hit and stole a base in the 3rd inning. One of 3 stolen bases for the Diamondbacks tonight. Let's answer our Verizon trivia question. The 3 pitchers who faced Keith 100 or more times.
1 out of division. Bob Knepper, surprise.
Oh, and Mike Krukow out of division.
Well, Krukow pitched with the Cubs and the Phillies, and then went over to the Giants. Knepper was Houston and the Giants. That's surprising. And
I assume that didn't count the postseason.
No, of course not. But Carlton was the most. I had 137 at bats against Steve. I hit 321 against him. I got the thing right here. Bob Knepper, I hit 330 against. Don't ask me how. And 100 at bats. He was tough work. Krukow was tough too. I hit 289 against him with 3 home runs.
So you like carrying your numbers around with you.
Well, DeMarsico.
Line the other way by Segura. That's a fair ball into the corner. Chased by Bruce, and Segura cruises into second base with his 2nd hit of the night, a 1-out double. 29th double of the year for Segura.
He's having a heck of a year, Gare.
Well, he's got 146 hits now, which leads the National League.
29 doubles, 6 triples, 10 home runs, a lot of extra base hits.
So that's the 4th hit against Syndergaard, and now Michael Bourne is 1 for 2, doubled and grounded out. And Bourne fouls off the fastball, 0-1. Segura's already stolen 3rd once tonight, but with his team down by 3 runs, doubtfully tried here. And a half swing by Bourne on the changeup. He went around. 0-2. Well, in the 4 games against Arizona this year, the Mets now have the lead for the 4th inning. The Diamondbacks have led for 21 innings in this season series. And now Syndergaard trying to set about holding. It's been a while since he's won a game. 0-4 over his last 6 starts. He's been a little more pitch efficient tonight. That's grounded down to first. Loney waits for Syndergaard, and Syndergaard gets there. Loney could have taken that himself, but against Bourne's speed, he waited, and it almost took too long.
Well, he backpedals for the big hop. That's the right play. He had a long way to go. Remember, Loney is not that fleet of foot. Syndergaard hesitated getting over at first, but he gets there in time.
You know, he who hesitates
gets left behind.
Or trips on the rocks wearing sneakers. Here's Paul Goldschmidt with Segura at 3rd and 2 out. Goldschmidt had struck out and walked tonight on the curveball low and away. Did he swing? He did not. Ball 1. And Goldschmidt fouls it back, a ball and strike.
This is the best Syndergaard's thrown in a while. He's been on the rise, but this is the closest that he's been to how he threw so overpoweringly in the first half. And he's gone into more fastballs, and he's pitched inside.
And he has been overpowering tonight. And sends a message inside to Goldschmidt, 2-1. Well, you've been talking about the need for Syndergaard to throw more inside.
Right, and Ronnie wanted Syndergaard. Ronnie mentioned that he wanted Syndergaard to throw that boring fastball in on right-handers, and he's doing it tonight.
Now goes away with the slider and gets even on Goldschmidt, 2-2.
So maybe Syndergaard has pushed through his first little tough patch in his young major league career.
Going for his 10th win tonight. Segura at 3rd and 2 out. And Goldschmidt can't catch that one. Strike 3.
Overpowered him.
99 outside, and Syndergaard has his 7th strikeout of the night. After 5, 4-1 New York. Kelly Johnson leads off the 6th inning for New York. Kelly has walked and grounded to short, 0 for 1. And he hits one in the air to deep right center field. Back goes Tomas to the warning track. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Kelly Johnson goes deep. His 8th home run of the year, his 7th as a Met. And the Mets extend their lead to 5-1. Well, Kelly Johnson had his best home run season playing in this ballpark 6 years ago. He had 26 home runs for the Diamondbacks. And he launched that one to the right of the swimming pool. The Mets' 2nd home run of the last 2 innings. Chip Hale stuck with his starter, Braden Shipley. Let him take a turn at bat in the last half inning. And Shipley gives up a home run to Kelly Johnson, leading off the 6th. Now TJ Rivera lines one into right center for his 3rd hit of the night. Warren gets over to cut it off, but he bobbles in, and that enables Rivera to easily get to second base. So TJ Rivera is 3 for 3. And the Mets just keep pounding against Braden Shipley.
Well, here's the long ball. Change up, stayed back. Let go with one hand. The ball carries here. Another sky homer here. Big high fly ball.
Boy, it jumps here. Nice place to hit.
Kelly knows that as well as anybody. Will score that a single for Rivera, and error on Bourne, allowing him to get to second. Mike Butcher comes jogging out of the dugout as Daniel Hudson gets up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. They had Patrick Corbin up briefly in the last inning, but now they get Hudson up as Shipley, who got through the first 4 innings unscathed, has been unceremoniously pounded in these last 2 innings.
Yeah, the Mets seem to get to him in the 5th inning, of course, so that would have been the third time through the order they got thrown to him.
Tomorrow, join the discussion as New York's best sports writers debate the state of the Mets as they continue their West Coast swing on Daily News Live, presented by Citi. Tomorrow at 5, only on SNY. They know we're not on the West Coast, right?
That's right. We're not on the West Coast.
No. Last I checked.
They should have said in the desert.
Western trip, not West Coast trip. Here's De Aza. And that one almost goes to the backstop, so Shipley really struggling.
Interesting. Chip Hale, the manager of Arizona, staying with his young pitcher this long. I think I would have been Captain Hook already.
The last 10 batters, the Mets have 7 hits, including 5 for extra bases. And that doesn't even count the one that Bourne caught miraculously to rob an extra base hit from Rene Rivera. De Aza takes it low, and it's 2-0. De Aza was right in the middle of that 4-run 5th with an opposite field double. Lined out to short his first time up, so he's hit the ball hard twice tonight. Final in Houston, the Cardinals beat the Astros 8-5, so St. Louis takes a 1-game lead over Miami for the second wild card.
San Francisco and Pittsburgh are tied 2-2 in the 3rd at San Francisco.
3-0 now to De Aza. So the Mets need to win to stay 3 games in back of the Cardinals for the wild card. There's your Verizon Mets box score. TJ Rivera 3 for 3. Remember, he wasn't supposed to start tonight. Neil Walker a late scratch. TJ put in the lineup. Noah Syndergaard's 2-run homer put the Mets in front. 3rd home run of the year, tying a Mets club record for pitchers. De Aza pulls one down the line. He's got another base hit. That'll bring home Rivera. De Aza goes to second. It's bobbled by Tomas, and De Aza's going to try for 3rd. The relay throw by Segura, and De Aza arrives safely at 3rd base. De Aza's 2nd double of the night. He'll take 3rd on the air. He drives in Rivera to make it 6-1 New York.
Another rocket here, and I think they're going to have to go to the pen. And Tomas here gives a little, just kind of bobbles that a little bit. And De Aza, nice to see him having a nice night. And that's going to be all for the young Braden Shipley.
Second outfield error of the inning for the Diamondbacks. The Mets putting a pounding on Braden Shipley, who will exit down 6-1. Daniel Hudson will come out of the bullpen. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Verizon. 6-1 New York in the 6th. We'll be right back. Daniel Hudson worked last night in the 6th inning. Facing Rene Rivera, infield in with De Aza at third. Rivera last time up hit one 410 feet to the deepest part of the ballpark in left center. And Michael Bourne made a great play to run it down and went for a sacrifice fly to drive in the Mets' first run. Rivera fouls it off. So Braden Shipley's night ends after 5 innings plus. He held the Mets scoreless for the first 4 and then got tattooed to the tune of 8 hits over the next inning plus. And 6 runs so far and responsible for 1 more at third. So Shipley's night, 5 innings plus, 10 hits, 6 runs so far, only 1 walk and no strikeouts, 2 home runs.
And he got hit hard.
And Rivera goes after the breaking ball and strikes out. That's the first out of the innings.
Little slider.
So 1 out. De Aza still at third, and they'll lead the infield in for Syndergaard, who already has a multiple home run game this year. He had 2 in 1 game at Dodger Stadium. He hit one a mile into the seats in right field his last time up. His 3rd of the year, his 4th of his career. And Hudson keeps it away from him for ball 1. Syndergaard tying Walt Terrell and Tom Seaver for most home runs in a season by a Met pitcher. And I got a feeling he'll own that record by himself before too terribly long. He's hit 4 in his career now, Keith, and not a single one you'd consider a wall scraper.
No, and he takes a nice cut at the plate. So does DeGrom. So does Matz. But Syndergaard's, like you said, Gare, he's the one that's got the power. There they are.
Matt Harvey hit a home run earlier this year. 2-1 now to Noah. Well, Syndergaard's only got 6 hits this season, but 5 of the 6 have been for extra bases, 2 doubles and now 3 home runs. Jose Reyes on deck. Mets scored 4 in the 5th. They've got 2 runs home here in the 6th. It was a tie game when Syndergaard's homer put them in front, and now Hudson falls behind Noah 3-1.
Well, Hudson got out of a jam last night in his lone appearance. He came in the 6th inning. He gave up a base hit and a walk, and a double play got him out of that trouble.
Gave up a hit to Darno. He walked Kelly Johnson before Reyes hit into a double play first pitch. 3-1 coming, and Syndergaard strokes 1 foul. By the way, went to break quickly afterward. How about Alejandro De Aza getting a hit sign on 3-0? I'm surprised to see that.
I was, but you know what? And I know what? I fell asleep at the switch there, Garrett, because you wouldn't think that. But Terry Collins has been, I've been around this game a long time, and Terry Collins is
strikes out, and that's the 2nd out. So back-to-back strikeouts for Hudson.
Terry Collins, as a manager, all my years in the game, in the booth, on the field, gives the most 3-0 hit signs I've ever seen.
I mean, you understand it in certain situations, and I guess with a lead, it makes more sense.
Yes, right? It does. And at that point, it was 4-1.
5-1.
5-1 at that point.
Yeah, Johnson at the home run made it 5-1. De Aza's hit made it 6-1.
You're right.
Here's Reyes, who tripled off the center field fence his last time, and a good block by Castillo to keep De Aza pinned at third.
So why not? I think Terry, you got a guy that doesn't play every day. He's had a tough season.
You're going to get a fastball. Also, when you're hitting on the interstate, pitchers are going to. It's not like Paul Goldschmidt's up there. You know, you're going to get one. So I think it's a great idea. I like the fact that Terry is very generous with the 3-0 hit signs.
Reyes breaks his bat, rolls it out to short. Owings can't make a play, and a run comes home. Lamb and Owings got a little confused as to who was going to take it. And by the time it got to Owings, he was off balance and couldn't make a play.
Well, yep, you're right there. And you can't fault the third baseman here trying to get to this ball. But once you realize you can't, you got to get out of the way.
So Reyes has his third RBI in this series, his second hit of the night, and the Mets lead 7-1.
Well, this is a much needed offensive night from the Mets. Granderson up, of course. They got the big triangle shift on him in right field, on the right side of the infield.
Reyes takes a big lead off first base. Looks like he's in running mode, and Hudson checks in on him and goes back in standing. Patrick Corbin, the lefty, back up in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks.
You see the defense on the right side there. Segura way out in right field.
There's Corbin up for the second time. And Hudson very conscious of Reyes. Generally tell with Jose when he's in running mode.
I know he's never been one to disguise it, you know.
Got 4 steals and 5 tries. He's got a big lead. Not going. Granderson takes inside for ball 1. Well, the Mets have 6 extra base hits tonight. In their previous 4 games against the Diamondbacks, they had a total of 4 extra base hits. So in the last 2 innings, they have more extra base hits than they did in the previous 4 games against this team. But this is generally the way the Diamondbacks have pitched. They've got the worst staff ERA in the National League. There goes Reyes. The throw by Castillo got rid of it quickly, and Reyes is out. Boy, Castillo with a great release.
Yes.
And Reyes is gunned down for the second time this season. Look at that.
Quick. Was that a 2-5? No, 2-6. It's Owings.
But the Mets tack on 3 runs. All of them charged to Braden Shipley. Kelly Johnson with a home run, and the Mets lead 7-1 in the 6th. Check out Mets blog for a new episode of Inside the Park with Steve Gelbs this week. Steve talks with Mets radio host Wayne Randazzo. Well, of course he does, about the state of the team, plus get an inside look at T.J. Rivera's journey to the bigs on Mets blog presented by Citi.
You can't separate those two.
I thought for a long time they were the same person. Rivera charges, quick throw wide of the bag, and Lamb is safe at first base. It should be an infield hit for Lamb. Tough play for T.J. Rivera on a little squibber.
Throws offline. Nice play by Loney to prevent this ball from going down the right field line.
They're charging an error on Rivera.
Wow.
Figured hometown scoring, they'd for sure give Lamb a hit. Pretty sure he would have beaten that out.
And he's struggling.
Wow. That's a tough error. A tough error for Lamb. So a leadoff base runner. It's the Mets' first error of the night.
It's Red Foley right there. Is that?
Here's Yasmani Tomas, who homered for the only Diamondbacks run so far tonight in the fourth inning. Tomas is 1 for 2. Well, the Cubs keep rolling. They swept a day-night doubleheader from the Brewers today, 4-0 and 4-1. Jason Hamill got his 13th win in the nightcap. In the first game, John Lackey was supposed to start, but had some shoulder issues. So Trevor Cahill, who had just come back from the minors, started the game and threw 5 scoreless innings.
Well, remember, Lackey left the game again that Cardinals series, his last start, with a lead, I believe. He was pitching a good ball game in the 7th, and he came out of the game.
And you know, Cahill, of course, used to pitch here in Arizona, and for a team that's starved for pitching, they can only be wistful about watching him go out and throw 5 scoreless innings for the Cubs. He's one of those teams this year, and you know, notwithstanding the great success they've had against the Mets the last 2 weeks, for whom just about everything has gone wrong this year. Right? They signed Zach Greinke to a huge contract. He got off to a tough start, knocked down by Rivera, but far enough away that Lamb goes to second on the wild pitch.
Curveball in the dirt, tough chance.
So Greinke gets off to a slow start. They trade for Shelby Miller. He's awful. A.J. Pollock, who looks like a rising star in this league, breaks his elbow in spring training, hasn't played all year. Paul Goldschmidt gets off to a slow start. They lose David Peralta, who had a terrific year for them last year, barely plays for them this year. Now he's had wrist surgery. He's out for the year. This was a team that was expected by a lot of people to contend, and yet they find themselves 20 games under 500 on merit.
It has been a very disappointing season.
Well, those are the Diamondbacks. Losing Pollock was huge for them. Now, you know, Michael Bourne's done a nice job filling in lately, but Pollock has a chance to be something really special in this game. Broke his elbow in spring training. Two and two to Tomas, or 3-2 to Tomas after the wild pitch. And he strikes him out.
Threw it by him.
99 downstairs, 7 strikeouts for Syndergaard, make it 8.
Out of the strike zone, chased.
So 1 out, Lamb at second, and now Wellington Castillo is grounded out and struck out. Syndergaard just throwing bullets all night long. He's hit 98 to 100 all night.
And he's got his much better breaking ball and primarily pounding the fastball, pitching more aggressively, and this is the best I've seen him pitch in quite some time.
And as we mentioned earlier, a little more efficient with his pitches, so short of 90 as he pitches in the 6th inning. Noah has not gone beyond 6 innings in any of the last 6 starts, and mostly that's been because of pitch counts. Love to get him through 7 tonight if they could, or at least into the 7th. Save some wear and tear on the bullpen that had to do a lot of heavy lifting last night.
90th pitch right here.
2 to Castillo. Mitch Haniger 0 for 2 in his major league debut, waiting on deck. One-two coming. And the slider off the plate. 2-2. Keith, you know where I was 20 years ago tonight?
Tell me.
It was in Monterrey, Mexico.
Why?
Because the Mets and Padres played a series there. The first Major League Series ever contested outside the U.S. and Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
What year was 20 years ago would have been?
1996.
Yeah, that was when I was out in the forest, out in the wilderness.
Some say it's the series where Ken Caminiti solidified his MVP that year. The story went that he had, let's just say, succumbed to the local water and was flat on the floor in the clubhouse. They gave him an IV and a Snickers bar, and he went out and hit a couple of home runs.
Oh, very politically correct, Gary, your description of what happened to him. Very proud of you.
3-2 now to Castillo. Of course, Caminiti passed away several years ago, and before he did, he laid his soul bare about his use of performance-enhancing drugs and the effect that they had on him.
Yes, it's a very sad story.
But the series down there and the experience of being there for the first Major League games outside the U.S. and Canada was certainly memorable. Line into center field, a base hit for Castillo. Lamb goes to third. He'll be held up there as Alejandro De Aza hits the cutoff man. So there's the fifth hit against Syndergaard, and the Diamondbacks have runners at first and third.
Did you make the spring training trip, Gare? Is the fastball in? Not in enough. I tell you, Castillo's swinging a good bat. The spring training trip when the Mets, I forget who they played, but it was in Mexico City.
Yeah, Dodgers. I remember that game because David Cone was making his comeback, and the Dodgers had 30 hits. 30 hits.
It was
in a 9-inning game.
It was an absolute joke playing there.
It was.
With the ball, there was AstroTurf, and the ball carried.
It's 7,000 feet above sea level.
Oh, it was just a joke.
It's crazy. Of course, the Mets also played the first regular season games in Japan in 2000 against the Cubs to open the season. So we've gotten to see the world, at least the baseball part of it. Mitch Haniger fouls it off. Mitch Haniger making his major league debut. For more on him, let's check in with Steve.
Gary, how about this for self-confidence from Mitch Haniger? Last year he had played 53 games at Double-A, but wasn't getting consistent playing time. So Haniger actually sought out the farm director, told him, I want to play every day, even if that means you sending me to Single-A. It's the only way I'm going to get better. That's what the Diamondbacks did, sent him down to Single-A. He hit .332 the rest of the way, and now just a year later he's in the major leagues.
Thanks, Steve. Or is it Wayne?
I haven't decided yet. Either or works.
I saw you two together doing a pregame show tonight.
It was a big day for us.
I mean, are you going to do all your shows together from now on?
We may.
That's driven toward right center. Back in the gap goes De Aza. He won't get it, and it hops against the fence. Lamb is in. Castillo being waved home. He'll score as well. Mitch Haniger has his first major league hit, and it's a 2-run triple. And it's now 7-3 New York. Well, that's quite a hit for your first in the big leagues. A triple that drives in 2 runs. And they'll take possession of that ball and put it away for safekeeping. Somebody find the authenticator. Hopefully he's not on his phone.
Just a hanging slider, got it away, didn't break much, stayed flat. Give Haniger credit. He went with it and drives it into the opposite gap. And this is a big run out here if the Diamondbacks want to make a comeback here. His 4th run sitting on third base with less than 2 outs.
So now Syndergaard, who was hoping to push a little further in this game, struggling just to get through the 6th. Mets have the bullpen cranking as Chris Owings steps in. Mets will play the infield back with a 4-run lead, so they'll concede the run on a ground ball. Owings is grounded out and struck out. And stopped by Rivera, ball 1. Phil Gosselin has come out on deck. He'll pinch hit with the pitcher due up next. Jerry Blevins getting ready in the Mets bullpen alongside Hansel Robles. And Owings pops it up. Loney tracking it. 2 out. So there's a big out for Syndergaard. That pins Haniger at third. Now they're 2 away.
Just a huge inability to drive in, get a runner in. It's so flagrant and obvious in the game today.
So now Gosselin, who pinch hit in the game last night and flied out. Haniger at third and 2 out. And Gosselin went around on the half swing, 0-1. So Patrick Corbin, who has spent the majority of his career as a starting pitcher, is going to be coming on in relief for the Diamondbacks. Gosselin grounds one down to third. Rivera boots it, grabs it, fires it. Not in time as a run comes home. Rivera's really having his troubles at third base. Made an error to open the game last night. His 2nd error of this inning.
Well, the first error of this inning shouldn't have been. He brought the glove up too quick on this one. This is clearly an error. And as you said, Garrett, 3 errors in this series. And that's a costly one right there.
So 3 runs home in the inning. It's now 7-4 New York. And here's Gene Segura, who's already 2 for 3 tonight. Syndergaard now up over 100 pitches, 22 of them in this inning. Segura had an infield hit in the 3rd. He doubled down the right field line in the 5th. So Gosselin at first, no RBI for him on the error by Rivera. And Segura takes a big cut at a fastball, 1-1.
You said it, Gary. That's a big fastball.
Segura flies this one foul down the right side. 1-2. Michael Bourne would be next. Gosselin at first with 2 down, 3 runs home in this inning. Gosselin takes off.
He's got it.
And half swing, no swing, stolen base. The 4th stolen base of the night for the Diamondbacks.
Wow.
And they're 19th in 5 games against the Mets.
I have never seen anything like this. This is just atrocious.
I mean, even running down by 3 runs, you don't normally do that. Now he's in scoring position. Gosselin with 2 out. And Segura grounds one down to third. Another chance for Rivera. The long throw is just Segura on a close play to end the inning. We'll see if the Diamondbacks challenge this call. First base umpire Ryan Blakeney said he got him.
Not a good stretch.
That's Chad Fairchild umpiring at first.
Safe. And it's not a good stretch.
Will challenge And this will get overturned, and the inning's going to continue.
It is, Gary. You've got to stretch there. That's the difference in that play, being safe and out. And that's going to be overturned.
Chad Fairchild at first base called him out, but it clearly looked as though Segura was safe. So this should be another infield hit for Segura. It'll be his 3rd hit of the night. Waiting on the umpires in Chelsea. Ted Barron's crew and Mike Everett's crew are making the determinations. And this will mean that the Diamondbacks will be getting the tying run to the plate in an inning where they began trailing 7-1.
No stretch. You've got to get out there and get that ball in a close play. He's catching that ball maybe 2 feet in front of first base. That's a habit that Loney has at first, which is the bad habit. On a close play, you got to get out there and extend. He's a big guy, 6'4". Get out there with that glove. Safe.
So the call is overturned. The Diamondbacks win the challenge.
Here comes Terry Collins to make a pitching change.
Play under review was brought to you by Mazda. And that's going to be all for Noah Syndergaard. So some rather shoddy defense at third base, costing Syndergaard extra pitches here in the 6th inning. And now he'll exit after 5 2/3 as the Diamondbacks will get the tying run to the plate, and Jerry Blevins will come in to face Michael Bourn. 7-4 New York in the 6th. We'll be right back to Phoenix. Rivera.
Well, you got a leadoff hitter in Segura who runs well, has 20+ stolen bases, and just no sense of urgency on the throw, and he beats it because he just took too long.
Syndergaard getting pecked to death here in the 6th inning. 2 errors by the third baseman Rivera and a slow play there. In the middle, a 2-run triple for Mitch Haniger. 3 runs home in the inning. It's 7-4. The tying run is at the plate with Michael Bourn as Jerry Blevins comes in to try to put out the fire. Fastball in for a strike to Bourn.
There's Blevins' numbers on the year. Obviously, you Met fans know he's a left-handed specialist.
Although he's done a better job this year getting right-hand hitters out than lefties.
Right.
Last pitch Saturday night against the Padres gave up an infield hit in a 3rd of an inning. And Bourn swings over the curveball, and it's 0-2. Bourn is 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled back in the 1st inning. He's grounded out twice since.
Big sweeping hook. Nice pitch.
Bourne, the 8th man to bat in the inning. It was 7-1 Mets when the half inning started. Two from Blevins. It's fouled away.
Boy, Segura's got no lead at first base.
Diamondbacks with 4 stolen bases tonight. 19 in 5 games against the Mets. 8 of them against Noah Syndergaard.
You know, if you have no intention to steal, which he shouldn't steal in this situation, Segura should leave the hole open for Bourne. That's Robles up for the Mets. But get a big aggressive lead. Put the thought in the head of Blevins. Don't just take a little 5-foot lead like that. Get out there.
Slide step by Blevins, and the curveball misses 1-2. Bourne has a home run against Blevins in 2 career at bats. Goldschmidt is on deck. If it gets to him, we'll probably see Robles. That's why he's continuing to throw. There have been only 2 hits, or actually now 3 hits in the inning. Segura got credit for an infield hit. 2 errors. Here's the 1-2, and Bourne goes the other way and fouls it off.
I got to believe Blevins is going to drop a hook on him here.
Some crazy games in this ballpark.
Well, no. Yep. Sorry, Gary. No lead save.
Wound up 10-6 last night. That's at a 6-run lead a moment ago, and that's now in jeopardy.
When you play in a park like this, you can't make mistakes defensively.
1-2 coming, and Blevins missed badly. Looked like he might have taken a bad step coming off the mound, and he missed his location completely. We saw pictures of him, a lot of difficulty with that mound last night, and the grounds crew out to do some mid-game gardening. Colon struggled with it early in the game last night, so that mound was a little too wet.
Okay, so you're not a firm plant.
Another one misses badly. A curveball from Blevins. So after getting ahead on Bourne 0-2, now he's run a full count. Jared's got a big pitch to make here. You got Goldschmidt standing on deck. Goslin at third, Segura at first with 2 out, 3 runs home in the inning. Segura will be running. Loney plays behind him. 8th pitch of the at bat coming to Bourne. And the curveball struck him out. Big out for Jerry Blevins as he fans Bourne to leave 2 runners aboard. But the Diamondbacks score 3 to get back in it. It's 7-4 Mets after 6. Today's starters. Both starters are done. Braden Shipley got hit hard in the 5th and 6th. Wound up giving up 7 runs, 6 earned. Noah Syndergaard 4 runs, 2 earned over 5 2/3. Now Patrick Corbin comes in relief for Arizona. An unusual spot for him.
Well, he was moved to the bullpen August 14th. Not had a good year. His last relief appearance was in July 13th, 2012, his rookie year.
So Corbin making his 6th career relief appearance after 89 starts. And he's been up 2 separate times in this game. So see how he fares. Granderson grounds one right into the shift. Granderson's troubles continue as Segura throws him out, 1 away. There's the Around the Majors brought to you by Chevrolet. Pittsburgh, one of the teams ahead the Mets in the wild card race against the Giants, who need to win to stay in first place after the Dodgers pummeled the Phillies tonight. Cardinals won, Marlins lost, so the Cardinals are a game in front of the Marlins for that second wild card spot. Here's Jay Bruce, who's 2 for 3 tonight, an infield hit and a double, and he takes a fastball strike from Corbin. Patrick Corbin was an all-star in his 2nd season. He went 14-8, 3.4 ERA in 2013, but then he had Tommy John surgery the next year. Came back the middle of last season, made 16 starts, pitched well. But this year, a nightmare for him, as it has been for so many of the Diamondback pitchers. 4-12 with a 5.58 ERA, and that finally got him shipped to the bullpen. He's given up more earned runs than any pitcher in the National League this year. And he skips one in to Bruce, 3-1. Chip Hale said yesterday the plan is for Corbin eventually to get back into the rotation. They're just trying to get him sharp pitching out of the bullpen.
Well, it's a demotion, Gare. Either way you cut it.
There's ball 4, and Bruce is on base for the 3rd time tonight.
You can dress it up and all that, but it's when you get taken out of the rotation and put into the bullpen, it's for a reason. You haven't been performing.
Right. But you know, if you're the Diamondbacks, they've already taken one key starting pitcher, Shelby Miller, sent him to the minors. Now they're taking Corbin, who's their 3rd starter, or was, and shoved him into the bullpen. Just gives you an idea how dreadful their year has been from a pitching standpoint.
17 games behind.
Here's Loney, who's 0 for 3 tonight.
And that good year that Corbin had was a good first half, if I recall, Garrett. Second half wasn't as grand. He got off to a really hot first half.
Maybe the makings of the elbow problems that led to the Tommy John the next year.
Yep.
That's hit the other way by Loney. On comes Haniger, reaches down, and he made the catch. Shoestring grab by Mitch Haniger. He's having himself a fine debut. And that's the 2nd out.
He got a terrific jump on this ball. That gets him to it and makes a nice little basket catch there. Well done.
Well, he's got a 2-run triple. He's shown off a good arm, and now a fine play to make the grab on Loney and take a hit away from him. And now 2 out in the inning with Kelly Johnson coming up. By the way, speaking of Tommy John surgery, you see the news on Nate Eovaldi. Eovaldi has not just a torn UCL, but also a torn flexor tendon. So he's going to have 2 major surgeries on his elbow. He'll miss all of next year. Kelly Johnson homered leading off the 6th inning, his 8th of the year. Bruce at first with 2 down. Mets 7 runs, 11 hits. The Diamondbacks 4 runs, 7 hits. Each team has made 2 errors. And the curveball from Corbin misses, 2-0. Also Robles continuing to throw in the Mets bullpen. Johnson takes a strike, 2-1. Knee high strike, 2-2.
Good strike.
Two from Corbin, and the slider on the inside corner got him looking. So Corbin in his first relief inning since his rookie year doesn't allow. From Jets training camp with in-depth analysis and up-to-the-minute reports straight from Florham Park on the JetsBlog.com, part of the SNY.TV blog network. Hansel Robles, who had a rough go last night, back in there tonight.
Gave up the 2-run home run, the 0-2 hanging slider to Tomas, and you'll have to face him. He'll be the third batter up this inning.
First, it's Paul Goldschmidt, who takes a slider for ball one. Goldschmidt 0 for 2 and a walk against Syndergaard, who overpowered him with fastballs tonight. Syndergaard went 5 2/3, struck out 8, allowed 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 7 hits. Goldschmidt, Lamb, and Tomas 3, 4, and 5 in the order against Robles in the 7th. And another slider off the plate, 2-0. Robles last night gave up a leadoff double to Goldschmidt. And then 2 batters later, the home run to Tomas that put the game away for Arizona after the Mets had fought back to within 3 runs.
It's role reversal tonight. Arizona has fought back to 3 runs.
Mets were up 7-1 before the Diamondbacks scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th and got the tying run to the plate. It's been hard pressed to hold down this Arizona offense, which has not been their problem this year. They're 6th in the National League in runs scored. Anthony's for a strike, and now it's 2-2 to Goldschmidt. Jerry Blevins got 1 big out in the 6th, striking out Michael Bourne with 2 men aboard and handing it off to Robles. Hoping to get through the 7th and get it to Reed and Familia. 2-2 coming, and it's bounced foul. Addison Reed gets into this game. It'll be his first time back in Arizona since the Diamondbacks traded him to the Mets last year. Remember, we showed him fraternizing through the bullpen fence.
Yes.
In New York.
Yes, I remember it well.
Goldschmidt flies one down the line, giving chase is Loney, but that'll be back in the stands. So Goldschmidt's still in there with a 2-2 count.
It's my Maurice Chevalier line.
Ah, yes. I remember it well.
You wore a gown of gold. No, it was blue. Enough.
Maybe, maybe not. See where it goes from there.
It's really a sweet song in Gigi. That song when Hermione Gingle is the female actress next to him, and they're old lovers, and you never knew it during the entire movie until he sang that. They sang that duet together. Absolutely spectacular song.
Look out to Goldschmidt.
Trying to pitch Goldschmidt inside, and I agree.
Syndergaard did it successfully all night. But now Goldschmidt's running full against Robles. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up. And he lines one toward left center, cutting across Granderson. It bounces on by him. Goldschmidt heads to second, backed up by De Aza, and he'll stop at second base. Well, Granderson did not take a good angle to that ball. Didn't realize that it was going to drop the way it did with topspin.
Well, it's one of those full swings that Goldschmidt gets jammed. It's a soft liner, and he just didn't make the decision right now with a 3-run lead to back off and play the long hop.
Well, you have to say also, I think Curtis is still a little uncomfortable in left field.
Absolutely. And you had De Aza shading the opposite field because Goldschmidt has hit the ball to right center field. This is the 5th game they've played, so we had a long way to run to back up Granderson. This is a very big outfield.
It's Goldschmidt's 10th hit in 5 games against the Mets. He's had at least 1 extra base hit in every game. So now Jake Lamb, who has walked, struck out, and reached on an error. So 0 for 2 officially. Could have easily gotten credit for an infield hit, that error that he reached on in the 6th inning. With the official scoring review process, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Lamb or his representatives don't challenge that call and try and get a hit for him.
I would agree. In our day, you had to take your medicine.
Wouldn't make Noah Syndergaard happy, because if they were to change it to a hit, that would cost him 2 more earned runs. But that's neither here nor there right now. Right now, Robles needs to get him out. And Lamb takes inside, a ball and a strike. Yasmani Tomas, who homered last night against Robles and homered again tonight, is on deck, and Addison Reed on call early, with Robles giving up the leadoff double to Goldschmidt. This is not one that Terry Collins can afford to let get away.
Exactly.
Game in which the Mets had a 6-run lead. And now it's 2-1 to Lamb, and Robles struggling with command of his fastball. Snaps at the return throw from Rivera. Goldschmidt at second and nobody out. And Lamb goes after the changeup, and it's 2-2.
The Lamb is all or nothing. Takes a big hack.
Lamb has just 1 hit in his last 28 at bats. One more reason to challenge that call. 2-2 coming. Back to the changeup and missed with it. 3-2. Well, if Lamb were to get on, that would bring Tomas to the plate as the tying run. So this is a huge out for Robles to try and get. He struck Lamb out last night.
Barely
able to get a piece of that fastball.
Lamb don't like that ball away. Shouldn't say don't. Doesn't. Excuse me. See him reach for it. His butt flying out. He likes that ball middle in.
You can say don't, because he doesn't. And you know, at 12:15 in the morning, you can say just about anything.
Yes.
Second straight full count for Robles to start the inning. 3-2 coming. Foul back the slider.
There's that song from Frank Zappa when he was with Mothers of Invention from the Apostrophe album, which was Stinkfoot, believe it or not. And he does a whole thing on don't and doesn't and it ain't, and it was really very clever.
And you took it to heart.
Oh, I laughed my fanny off. It was such a...
Lamb goes down swinging. So Robles wins that battle. Strikes out Lamb for the second straight night.
Fastball up. Yeah, he's angry.
That's 10 strikeouts for Met pitchers tonight. One out of the inning for Tomas, who homered against Syndergaard in the 4th inning after homering against Robles in the 8th inning last night. 23 home runs now for Tomas, who had just 9 last year as a rookie. Goldschmidt at second and 1 out. Last night Robles got ahead of Tomas with a couple of good sliders and then one bad one.
0-2 too, which makes it a double ouch.
Tonight Tomas hit an inside fastball from Syndergaard and pulled it down the left field line for a home run. And he pops it a mile high. Kelly Johnson retreats onto the outfield grass. And that's the second out. So tonight Robles able to get Tomas to pop it up. Now there are 2 out of the inning. And Wellington Castillo comes to bat. Castillo 1 for 3, singled and scored a run in the 6th inning after his 4-hit game last night. Robles was the only pitcher to retire Castillo last night. Got him on a pop-up. It's a long conversation between Rene Rivera and Hansel Robles. So after Goldschmidt's leadoff double, Hansel's retired the next 2. And now it's Castillo, with Goldschmidt still parked at second and 2 out. Ball in for a strike, 0-1. And Castillo fouls it off, and quickly it's 0-2. The Diamondbacks had 9 extra base hits in their win over the Mets last night. Most extra base hits against the Mets in a game in a couple of years. and they have 5 more extra base hits tonight.
It's a hitter's ballpark. Big spacious outfield. Big center field.
Robles ahead 0-2. Castillo fouls back the fastball.
It seems like Robles is saying, okay, I got hurt on an 0-2 slider last night. I am going to bring my cheddar.
Robles threw 20 pitches in his 8th inning performance last night, 21 more tonight. Again, the 0-2 off the plate with a slider. 1-2 to Castillo. Castillo keeps the inning going. The rookie Mitch Haniger, who's had himself a very good big league debut, would be next. Need another conversation, and Reyes is going to come in from shortstop to join the discussion. Reyes wants to know if they're switching signs, what they're going to. Reed ready if needed. Okay, everybody got it? Ready? Break. Think they go off tackle?
32 dives.
One and 2 to Castillo. Just missed. Robles thought he had it. You have a withering look to Marvin Hudson, the home plate umpire.
A little bit outside. We saw Rivera just bring that glove back in just a bit.
Two coming, and it's way outside. Rivera did well to keep that from going to the backstop. And now, after getting hit on Castillo, it's 3-2. Four batters in the inning, 3 full counts for Robles. Got a feeling if Castillo gets on, we'll see Reed come in. Goldschmidt at second and 2 down. 25th pitch of the inning, and Castillo fouls it back, and there'll be another. Goldschmidt had an 8-pitch at bat to start the inning before he doubled. Lamb had an 8-pitch at bat before he struck out. And now Robles is going to have to throw an 8th pitch to Wellington Castillo as well.
Little battle going on here. Castillo is really swinging the bat well.
Had the 4-hit game last night. Getting his money's worth here against Robles. Again, the 3-2. And he fouls back another fastball. And so it goes on.
Got the rookie on his debut game in the on-deck circle. You don't want to put the tying run to the plate.
Haniger already has a 2-run triple in this game, and a fine catch in left field. Robles trying to put this inning to bed. It hasn't been easy. 3-2 coming. Inside, ball 4. And now that tying run will come to bat. We'll see if Robles gets to finish the inning or if it'll be Addison Reed. And here comes Terry.
And a flip-flop.
So he's going to ask for a little extra out of Reed tonight after Robles can't seal the deal in the 7th. Throws 27 pitches to 4 batters, and Haniger in his big league debut will come to bat as the tying run against the former Diamondback Addison Reed. Changes for the Mets. TJ Rivera moves from third base to second base. Wilmer Flores comes into play third base. Wilmer will bat ninth. And so Addison Reed goes into the 5-hole as Kelly Johnson comes out of the game.
There's Reed's numbers. He's been phenomenal, and he's asked to get a big out here. This is a game that Terry Collins realizes the Mets need to win. Can't let this get away.
Mitch Haniger tying run at the plate in a 7-4 game. Takes it up and away for ball one. Haniger had a 2-run triple against Noah Syndergaard that helped get the Diamondbacks back in this game in the 6th. 1 for 3 in his big league debut. Goldschmidt led off the inning with a double. Castillo drew a 2-out walk against Robles. And now Reed trying to get the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 7th. And Haniger takes a strike 1-1. Haniger hit 24 home runs in the minor leagues this year. He is a threat. Addison Reed, who pitched a year and a half here in Arizona, saved 32 games for the Diamondbacks 2 years ago. And it's fouled back by Haniger, 1-2.
Good cut there. Big healthy cut.
Reed lost his closer's job here in Arizona last year and eventually was traded to the Mets in August. Did a great job for the Mets down the stretch and has been phenomenal this year. He's ahead on Haniger, 1-2. Fouled away.
Big cut. Too big a cut when you just need a base hit. I think that Reed senses this and comes right after him.
Reed last pitched on Sunday, went 2/3 of an inning against San Diego after Steven Matz had his no-hit bid broken up. 1-2 coming, and the slider sits a little high. 2-2. Goldschmidt's been at second base for about a half an hour. 2 out, 2 on, 2 and 2 to Haniger. Line left field down the line. That's into the corner for an extra base hit. Goldschmidt is in. Castillo to third. He'll be held up there. Mitch Haniger in his big league debut has his second extra base hit and his third RBI. And now the Met lead is trimmed to 7-5.
Hanging slider. Reaches and pounds it down the line here. I thought Castillo had a chance to score here, but you're down 2 runs at the time. Can't take the chance.
Matt Williams holding him up at third, so now the tying runs are in scoring position with 2 out. And Chris Owings the batter. Owings has grounded out, struck out and fouled out 0 for 3. Mets were up 7-1 in this game. It's now 7-5. Castillo now at third and Haniger the tying run at second. What a debut for Mitch Haniger.
Yes, sir.
2-run triple in the 6th, run scoring double in the 7th. Reed with a big out to get against Owings, and he grounds one right at Reyes. And the throw on target to get Owings, and that retires the side. But the Diamondbacks creep a little closer on Haniger's second extra base hit of the night. 7-5 Mets after 7. SNY is brought to you by Verizon. Current Verizon Wireless or Fios customers go to sny.tv/Verizon all season long for access to unique Tuesday night baseball experiences. Well, it's been a good news, bad news night for TJ Rivera. He's gone 3 for 3 at the plate, but he has had a struggling night in the field. He'll lead off against Patrick Corbin in the 8th inning, with the Mets now leading 7-5. And Rivera takes ball 1. Rivera making his 5th big league start, began the game at third base, moved to second base a moment ago. Throughout his minor league career, he had been more a second baseman than anything else. This year, though, at Vegas, played mostly third. And when he was called up, Wally Backman recommended that Rivera be used primarily at third base, but he's had a rough night there tonight. 2 errors, another play where he didn't get rid of the ball quickly enough that led to an infield hit. De Aza on deck, then Rene Rivera for the Mets in the 8th against Corbin, who pitched a scoreless 7th. His changeup is outside Rivera, 2-1. De Aza's had a good night tonight, a pair of doubles. Here's the 1-1. And the changeup swung and missed. 2-2. With his 3 hits tonight, Rivera 7 for 21 in his brief big league career. And he pulls one base hit off the glove of Lamb. 4th hit of the night for T.J. Rivera. Well, he's hit everywhere he's ever been, and he's got a 4-hit game in the major leagues in his 5th big league start.
Nice 4 for 4.
So the Mets get the leadoff man on in the 8th, their 12th hit of the night, and T.J. Rivera has a 3rd of them. Now De Aza, who has a pair of doubles, one into the left field corner and one down the right field line, both against the starter Braden Shipley. The second one knocked Shipley out of the game in the 6th. So the Mets, who had a 6-run lead not too long ago, now could use some extra runs. And De Aza hits it hard. Segura drops it, gets the out at second. The relay to first not in time. Give credit to De Aza. He ran that out all the way after Segura failed to catch the line drive. De Aza never stopped. They got the force on Rivera, but not the double play.
Nice play by Segura right there. And you're right, Gary. Busting down the line. Your normal reaction is if the line drive is caught, you stop. He did not, and no double play.
That's 4 hard hit balls for De Aza tonight. Remember, he was retired on the liner to short back in the 2nd. And another bullet there with 2 doubles in between. So a very encouraging night at the plate for De Aza. He's at first with 1 out. Here's Rene Rivera, 0 for 2 and a sacrifice fly. And that's knocked down by Castillo, ball 1.
Well, that had the makings of a big inning for the Mets if that ball gets by Segura.
Well, if the Diamondbacks are able to rally and win this game, go back to the play that Michael Bourne made against Rivera back in the 5th. Bourne made a tremendous catch going to the fence in deepest left center field to run down Rivera's fly ball that wound up being a sacrifice fly for the Mets' first run. Had he not caught that ball, that could have been an even bigger inning for the Mets, who wound up scoring 4 runs in that 5th inning.
Defense, Gare. Much overlooked.
Should never be overlooked.
More so in today's game.
Wilmer Flores is batting 9th in the order. He's on deck. 1-0 to Rene. And he lays off the slider. See if he swung, and he did. Ball and strike. Patrick Corbin, the 3rd Arizona pitcher of the night. His first relief outing since his rookie year in 2012. Corbin, who grew up upstate New York in the Syracuse area. Working to Rene Rivera. And he fouls it away, 1-2. There's Wilmer waiting patiently for a turn against a left-hand pitcher, which always makes him smile. Wilmer started last night against the lefty Robbie Ray, had a couple of hits. Corbin ahead 1-2 on Rene Rivera. First we'll check in on De Aza. Alejandro doesn't do as much running as he used to. 3 stolen bases this year. The starter Braden Shipley went 5 innings plus, 7 runs, 6 earned on 10 hits. Daniel Hudson worked a scoreless inning, although he allowed 1 inherited runner to score. Snap throw and De Aza back. Bigger lead for De Aza. 1-2. And the slider misses. 2-2. Pirates and Giants are 3-3 going to the bottom of the 7th. See, the Giants signed Joe Nathan to a minor league contract.
Saw that.
41 years old, coming back from Tommy John, made one appearance for the Cubs before they let him go. And the Giants have been having all sorts of bullpen problems lately. One of the reasons they were 9-19 since the All-Star break. 2-2 coming, and Rivera lays off another slider, and now it's 3-2.
Well, Corbin just cannot get his breaking ball over.
Well, do you send De Aza here?
Yes, I would. That'd make things happen. Got a left-hander on the mound. If it's a strike him out, it's probably going to be a throw him out.
Not going, and Rene hits one out to right field. Tomas is right there to make the catch for the second out. So 2 away. De Aza still at first. Wilmer Flores coming up for the first time. Let's check in with the studio. Doug Williams has another game break brought to you by the New York State Smokers Quit Line. So the Cardinals now with a 1-game lead for the second wild card over Miami, who lost earlier tonight. Flores up for the first time in the game, and he fouls one off the catcher Castillo. 0-1. Wilmer 2 for 4 last night. 6 hits in his last 13 at bats. Continues to have the radical splits against lefties and righties. And hoping that pertains here facing the left-hander Corbin. Wilmer comes into the night hitting .361 against lefties, with 8 home runs and 83 at bats. Against righties, .208, with 4 home runs and 159 at bats. So it's like 2 different players. The Mets get their team back intact when Asdrubal Cabrera comes back. When Neil Walker is back from his back issue and then the baby's born. Wilmer's role will probably be to platoon at first base with James Lohner.
Yes.
Because Walker and Cabrera and Reyes, 3 switch hitters, will play every day. In the air down the right field line, slicing and foul. 1-2 to Flores. As long as Wilmer can get his bat into the lineup against lefties,
It's going to keep him in the big leagues too a long time. The fact also, Gary, that he can play second base, third base, and first base. I mean, second base is his normal position, the one he's most comfortable. But when you're versatile on the infield, you're going to hang around a lot longer.
and of course, he has experience playing shortstop as well, although I'm not sure how much more shortstop he's going to get to play.
That's why I didn't mention it.
Just trying to fill in the gaps. 1-2, and a check swing. He went around strike 3. So Corbin strikes out Flores to end the inning. That sends us to the bottom of the 8th. Addison Reed back to the mound with the Mets up 7-5. Inning, Addison Reed came in to get the final out in the 7th. Gave up a run-scoring double to Mitch Haniger. Now he'll face 9-1-2 in the Arizona batting order. Ricky Weeks up as a pinch hitter. Weeks struck out pinch hitting last night in the 7th inning. It'll be Weeks, then Gene Segura and Michael Bourne for the Diamondbacks in the 8th. And Weeks takes a fastball for a strike. So a little extra duty for Addison Reed tonight, being asked to get 4 outs. Game in which the Mets had a 7-1 lead before the Diamondbacks scored 3 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. And Weeks swings through the fastball, and it's 0-2. Ricky Weeks, the longtime Milwaukee second baseman. It's his 44th pinch hit at bat already this season. It's been his primary role with the Diamondbacks. Chip Hale with an all right-hand bench tonight. Used every available left-hand hitter against Noah Syndergaard. Segura, who already has 3 hits tonight, waiting on deck. 1-2. Tied him up, but it missed inside. 2-2 to Weeks. Syndergaard went 5 2/3, allowed 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 7 hits, struck out 8. Jerry Blevins got the last out in the 6th. Alonso Robles got the first 2 outs in the 7th and was charged with a run. Weeks flies 1 foul.
So used to seeing Weeks with the dreadlocks that he had with the Brewers all those years.
Things change. Jose Reyes, Ricky Weeks. Johnny Cueto.
Yep.
Struck him out. Addison Reed fans Ricky Weeks for the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
High fastball away.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Segura, who has 3 more hits tonight. Edwin Escobar, who pitched last night for the Diamondbacks, getting ready to pitch in the top of the 9th. Segura has 2 infield hits. He also had a double down the right field line in the 5th. He has one of the Diamondbacks' 4 stolen bases tonight. What else is new? 19 stolen bases for the Diamondbacks in 5 games against the Mets this season.
And it's going to be interesting to watch, Gary, as we go from town to town, series to series, if other teams take the same offensive, aggressive position like that.
Well, teams have been doing it against Syndergaard with regularity. But what the Diamondbacks have done is they've run against everybody. Jerry's Familia up already in case Reed needs help here in the 8th. Remember, you got Goldschmidt 2 batters away. And it might be, if it gets as far as Goldschmidt here in the 8th inning, that Terry would go to Familia for 4 outs. 1-2 to Segura. Lashed foul.
Look out. Found some empty seats.
There are a few of those.
Yes, there are.
There are also a lot of Met fans. As a percentage of the population of the ballpark. Seventh pitch of the at bat coming to Segura, and the slider hit down the right field line. That'll go foul.
Segura has the ability, Gary, to fight off that pitch up and inside when he's behind with 2 strikes and stay in the at bat. He does that. He does a good job with that. And he's another guy that's hitting because why? He's not a dead pull hitter. He's a gap to gap hitter.
Rolls one out to short. And Reyes with the quick toss, low throw, but Loney scoops it out.
Nice scoop by Loney, not an easy one.
So 2 out.
Very nice with that Rawlings glove.
Thanks for bailing me out, friend. So 2 out and nobody on. Now Michael Bourn, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Ground ball to his right. Rivera, the backhand, and he throws him out. If Loney stayed on the bag, which first base umpire Chad Fairchild says he did.
I believe he did.
And he did. So TJ Rivera, who had a rough night at third base, makes a nice play at second base. And Loney did keep his toe on the bag. 1-2-3 inning for Addison Reed. We go to the ninth, 7-5 New York. All right, guys, we go to the ninth. Edwin Escobar will pitch for the second straight day. Gave up a home run to Neil Walker in his return to the big leagues last night. Had been up, made a couple of starts for the Diamondbacks earlier in the year. Jose Reyes leads off, but another good night at the plate for Reyes. A triple and a run-scoring infield hit. So Reyes had 2 hits, drove in 2 runs last night, 2 more hits and an RBI tonight. Batting right-handed for the first time tonight. And Escobar behind him 2-0. Curtis Granderson on deck, then Jay Bruce. Mets 7 runs, 12 hits. The Diamondbacks 5 runs, 9 hits. Each team has committed 2 errors. Escobar, the 4th Arizona pitcher of the night. Patrick Corbin making his first relief outing in 4 years. Did okay. Pitched 2 innings, allowed no runs, 1 hit. Escobar behind 3-0, and he walks Reyes. No. Borderline strike call, 3-1.
Well, Escobar had a little control issues, even though he didn't walk anybody as 1 inning last night, but he fell behind, as he's doing with Reyes here a lot last night, and we're seeing it again today.
And there's another strike, 3-2. Granderson on deck. Full count to Reyes, and Jose now has drawn a walk. So Reyes on base for the 3rd straight time, and we'll see if he's inclined to steal one. He tried in the 6th inning and was thrown out by Wellington Castillo,
who got rid of that ball quick.
Granderson's 0 for 3, had a sacrifice fly in the 5th. You asked last night about Granderson bunting. This would be the perfect time for it, with that left side of the infield open.
Yes, absolutely. Start a big inning. He's struggling with the bat too.
Let him push one over there and get a hit. Forget about a sacrifice. Curtis Granderson over the last 23 games is 15 for 90. That's a 167 clip for nearly a month.
There's no way you're going to throw Granderson out if he puts that bunt anywhere down the 3rd base line past the pitcher. I just do not agree with this defense. I just don't.
Jeurys Familia getting ready for the save opportunity in the bottom of the inning. Granderson shoots one foul, 1-2. Coming up tonight after the post game, it's Geico Sports Night. Studio Olympics synchronized anchoring. Doug Williams will be in the chair. Geico Sports Night after the post game. SNY.
It's late for them.
It's late for everybody. Thanks for staying with us at nearly 1 o'clock. Double play ball. Owings to Lamb and on to first. That's a 6-5-3 double play.
Well, I didn't agree with the defense, and look what happened. And I'll tell you what, folks, I still disagree with the defense. Curtis has the whole left side of the infield, and he hits it right where the shortstop is. It's just, oh, everything's just going horrible for Curtis right now. Can't catch a break.
0 for 4 tonight. 2 out and nobody on. Jay Bruce has been on base 3 times tonight. A single, a double, and a walk. 2 for 3. Same shift against him, and he takes a curveball for a strike. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, Jung Ho Kang just homered with 2 out in the top of the 8th and put the Pirates in front of the Giants 4-3. If the Giants lose that game, the Dodgers will take over first place by a half game in the NL West. Bruce gets a hold of one deep right field. Back goes Tomas near the warning track, and he makes the catch. Side retired. Jeurys Familia on to try and earn the save as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Mets 7, Diamondbacks 5. second crack at his 40th save of the year.
Well, his last time out against the Padres in the second game of that series, gave up that home run to Wil Myers that tied the ball game. So another crack at 40. I like his chances with a 2-run lead. You got to go through the teeth of the order, Gare.
3, 4, and 5. Goldschmidt, Lamb, and Tomas due up in the last of the ninth. Goldschmidt 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled against Hansel Robles, leading off in the 7th and scored a run. And Familia starts him off with a sinker out of the strike zone for ball 1. Goldschmidt 0 for 3 in his career against Familia. Jay Reese trying to put together back-to-back 40 save seasons. He tied the Mets club record with 43 last year, equaling the mark that was held by Armando Benitez. And he's behind on Goldschmidt 2-0. Jake Lamb on deck, and then Tomas. Familia trying to save it for Noah Syndergaard, who went the first 5 2/3 tonight. Blevins, Robles, Reed, and now Familia. Reed got 4 outs tonight. Here's a strike, 2-1. Goldschmidt takes a fastball strike, and it's 2-2. Goldschmidt has 10 hits in 5 games against the Mets and has at least 1 extra base hit in every game. Tremendously dangerous hitter. Familia's worked his way back to 2-2. Grounded to Reyes. Plays the short hop. Throws him out. 1 away.
Stayed right inside with the hard sinker. Bread and butter for Jay Reese.
So 1 out and nobody on. He's gotten through Goldschmidt. Now he's going to take on Jake Lamb, who's 0 for 3 and a walk tonight. Lamb is 0 for 4 in his career against Familia. Mets have done a great job against Lamb. He's 1 for 20 against the Mets in the 5 games. And Familia starts him off with a sinker for a strike. Familia's had a couple of days off since that disappointment Saturday night when Wil Myers took him deep. The first home run against Familia this season. There's a good slider to get him ahead on Lamb. 0-2. Oh-2 coming. Struck him out. Got him with a slider. Rivera makes the toss. 2 men down. And so the Diamondbacks are down to their final out. Yasmani Tomas coming up. Tomas homered back in the 4th inning against Syndergaard for the first run of this game. Mets then scored 4 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th to take a 7-1 lead before the Mets staggered. But now Familia with a chance to close it out. 2 out and nobody on. And Tomas grounds one right at Reyes. And the ball game is over. A 1-2-3 inning for Familia. His 40th save. Noah Syndergaard gets his first win in 6 weeks, his 10th of the year, as the Mets finally beat the Diamondbacks in their 5th try as they win this one 7-5 to even up this series at a game apiece.
Well, Syndergaard not only won the ball game and really had a tough luck, had some poor defense behind him, went 5 2/3, but hit his 3rd home run of the season. He continues his torrid hitting. He's very dangerous. 3 home runs, put him right there, tying with Walt Terrell. And Tom Seaver for most home runs in a single season by a Met pitcher. He gets his 10th win. He breaks that 4-game losing streak here.
There's your Verizon game summary. Syndergaard with a 2-run homer that put the Mets in front to stay. For every Mets win, the Mets organization is proud to contribute $2,500 to Northwell Health and the Katz Institute for Women's Health. For more information, visit northwellhealth.com/KIWH. This win brings the total contribution so far this season to $150,000. And every road win this year means another opportunity to win prizes from Delta Airlines. Go to sny.tv/Delta Dugout to sign up now. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Fios by Verizon. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Visit getfios.com today. By Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. Visit us at titosvodka.com. By Fidelis Care, quality health coverage, it's their mission. By the all-new 2017